Welcome back to the Blind Sensei Society. Sorry we are late.
No. Don't say sorry. Don't say sorry. Because Kent's like, oh, black people can never be on time. We should have took another 5 minutes. That's what we should have done.
Hey, man, I was trained to be 15 minutes early. If you're not 15 minutes early, you're late. That's what I've been told, man.
I'm sorry. I was FaceTiming your mom, Kent. Like, that's why we took so long. I'm sorry.
You saying El Riddell.
Lonnie off the top rope.
I had to give Mama Lipscomb. Was it Lipscomb? I had to give Mama Lipscomb some sugar. Like, I had to let her know, like, okay, oh, baby, I got some stuff I got to do. Don't worry, like, your boy.
El Lonnie, not El Riddell.
We had BSS do not endorse that message.
Yeah,
no, we endorse this message.
That TikTok's gonna go. Lonnie does not speak for the rest of us.
He does not. He does not.
El Lonnie, man. Speaking of like all of our great supporters that we do not endorse the message to, shout out all the members, man. We just got a new one. Obviously, Creator Bobby, Jaden, Sauce, Dan Young, Solo Boss, Kent, Trendy, Char, of course, and Leon, now a new member. He's constantly in the Discord, so shout out Leon as well. Appreciate you guys for supporting the channel. You know, we're going to keep on doing what we're doing. Have a lot of fun. If you guys are part of the Discourse, then you guys will be able to, we might do a stream for SummerSlam. So stay in tune. We'll probably set all that up in the Discord. So y'all could join, go to Linktree, do all that. It's really good. And if you guys want to donate to us for one of our donation goals, feel free to cash up us if we're not live on the channel. But with that said, gentlemen, how y'all feeling?
Feeling good.
We're about to have. We'll get into it later, but I would say we won't get into it later, but a peak manga is about to end this week, man. It feels surreal.
Yeah.
What? Ty, you gonna start crying?
Oh, listen, I got an agenda, man.
Got an agenda. We have one more chapter to see if the agenda.
Oh, it's not even that. It's not even that.
Well, we'll get to it. Hey, how's everybody doing in the chat as well? What's good, Claudio, Leon? Drink more water. Kent, yell at Lonnie, not me. It's not my fault. And someone put a quick question and started off: Ruby Rose or Zendaya? Does anybody want to answer this question?
I'm going Ruby Rose. For some reason, like Zendaya. So like Zendaya is like objectively beautiful. Like to me, I can't say like there's anything wrong with her. But I'm just like, she's just like not one of like someone that I'm attracted to for some reason. Like it's like she's pretty, but it's just like I just like nah. It's like just not for me. It's like, oh, she's a 10, she's like a 9-10, but like just not for me. Ruby Rose, you can tell she toxic. You can tell she a little mean.
Like that, bro. Like
you don't know. I have issues, okay?
Just
like,
take some peace, bro. Just have some peace in your life.
I don't want peace. I want problems. Always.
Toxic is fun. I ain't gonna lie. It hurts at the end, but it's fun. You know what I'm saying? What's going on?
I can't even picture who Ruby Rose looks like for some reason.
She was talking at the.
I don't want.
Was she just talking at the convention a little while back?
That's Amber Rose, right?
That's Amber Rose. That's
Amber.
Yeah.
No,
I might be thinking of somebody. Hold up. Let me do it. Let me do a cook.
She was dating Drewski.
Yeah, I gotta do a Google search.
Yeah, I gotta do a Google search.
How do you need a Google search for Ruby Rose? These guys ain't locked into the culture like that, y'all. I'm sorry.
Oh, never mind.
This is Ruby Rose.
Never mind. I apologize.
I apologize for them.
I'm trying to remember where I've seen
disregard
her.
my previous statements. Disregard them all. I'm right there with you. Right there with you with Ruby.
I'm trying to remember where I've seen her. I'm trying to remember the.
She was
in John Wick.
She just broke up with Drew.
John Wick. She was in John Wick. I don't think Ruby Rose was dating Drewski. Ruby Rose? I'm looking at Ruby Rose. I don't think she was ever dating.
They literally just broke up like a few weeks ago.
Oh, this is a different Ruby Rose. Oh, why is there two Ruby Roses? Okay.
Now wait a minute.
I was looking at a different.
Oh, never mind. I'll back out. Fuck the toxicity.
Oh my god.
I'm back out.
I apologize, chat. I apologize for this.
I back out.
Bruh.
I'm backing out the city. I'm backing out the city. I thought this was somebody else, Riddell.
Yeah, I thought it was the person from John Wick. Her name's Ruby Rose too.
Yeah.
No.
I was like,
good. We good. She belongs to the streets.
Give me
Zendaya. If you know she belongs to the streets, don't wife her. Like, what are we doing?
Why are we talking to her in the first place?
You know why we talking to her in the first place.
I mean, that's why you talking to her. Can I say neither for that question?
Neither. Well, I'm gonna say Zendaya. Even though Zendaya always be in movies where she's getting very, intimate
Tom Holland better man than me.
actors, man.
I would have crashed out.
I would have crashed the fuck out.
No, but I was gonna
today-
say. Speaking of SummerSlam, if we do something for it, I might be able to host it or whatever. Because my girl's gone for 10 days, so I'll be turning it up. I'll be unhinged. I'll be unhinged.
Yeah, I'll be able to do SummerSlam. I feel like the big four we could probably,
especially Liv versus Rhea. Yeah, I'll be unhinged.
The culture.
All right.
Let me stop. Dom about to
be. Let's get the show on the road. And of course, we're going to focus on some of the important things, such as Yuji's domain expansion. That is the title of today's show because I feel like that is what everybody's talking about. So we'll dive into that in Agenda Hour. But with that said, let's start with the BSS news.
For the BSS news, first we're doing is going through the weekly Shonen Jump rankings. And my dog Kagurabachi's been cooking, bro. But at number 10, we got Bakken Gunash, Bakke.
We fucking practice.
I literally said, everybody stop. I literally said, I'm going to butcher number 10. But whatever, right? Number 9, New Exorcist. Number 8, JJK. Number 7, Humi 10. Number 6 is a My Hero spinoff, which I think is pretty funny. Spinoff chapter. Number 5, Blue Blocks. Number 4, Kagurabachi. Kagurabachi's been on a roll, bro. Number 3, Sakamoto Days. Number 2, Akane Banashi. Number 1 is My Hero. And speaking of My Hero, some great news I got about My Hero is that Oda is drawing one of the covers for the final chapter to honor My Hero. Man, that's fire to me. As an artist, I love seeing mangaka draw things in different art styles. So what did you guys think about the rankings and just Oda basically paying homage to Horikoshi as he concludes his series? I think it's fire.
What's the My Hero spinoff chapter?
I have no idea. I just saw it. Is that number 6? I have no idea, actually.
They're going to write a whole chapter about a spinoff and not tell nobody?
I think I saw something about it, but I didn't really look into it much.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's just a chapter. That's number 5. What is it? Number 5? Ty on your list? It was number 5.
Yeah, it was at number 6. Yeah, you know what? I think JJK. JJK is number 8.
Is One Piece not on there?
It didn't have a break week.
Oh, they didn't have a chapter.
Yeah, break week. But I can understand it because My Hero is ending, so everyone's tuning into everything My Hero. That makes sense to me.
Oh, yeah. For sure. My Hero should be number 1 it should have been number 1. Was it number 1 over One Piece at any point?
Was it number 1 over One Piece? I could check.
Yeah, quick check. We might do the lives for the JJ leaks. I mean, why not? We could.
You think since we got Yuji's domain expansion, at least the start of it in the last chapter, JJK would be higher. This is one of like the big thing. This is a huge reveal for the series.
Well, that just sets up next chapter.
Yeah,
cliffhangers and gets everybody reading next chapter.
Unless because Gege's such a troll, he's such a she, whatever. I forget.
We're going back to the Hikari fight.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, yo, if I swear to God, Gege, if you go back to that Hikari fight, I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna lose it.
Yeah, that'll be.
That'll be stupid. She gonna put Yuji on the cover of the chapter, and it would turn the page and Hikari's fighting for his life.
In that ultimate long ass stalemate that's just off screen that we don't care about.
No, I care about it I don't care about it so much that I want the fight to get off screen. I really don't care about Hikari and the random now. Like that can be an off screen winner. I really could care less about their fight. To be honest. And also Boruto monthly manga. Okay, the only manga that gets ranked on Weekly Shonen Jump are the ones that drop on Sundays every week. So monthly and the ones that don't drop on Sundays don't get ranked.
Yeah, so yeah, Chainsaw Man drops on Tuesday. Yeah, Chainsaw Man drops on like Tuesdays.
I'm trying to find where I'm going back to like 17 issues, and My Hero is not ranked over One Piece once.
Damn, even when My Hero then it can't go about it.
One Piece. Also, more anime news. We're gonna get Undead Unlocked content, or like the new release. I think in a few days, and.
They're probably
they announced that John Wick that Keanu Reeves comic is going to be made into an anime.
Yeah.
John Wick's universe just screams anime. Every piece of it. I think so.
I screamed more live action to me.
I think if you give us, I don't want a young John Wick live action movie, but I'll take a young John Wick anime.
I mean, I still think it's kind of ambiguous whether or not he died at the end. So I feel like he needs to finish them off. One last hurrah.
Well, we said this shit the other fucking movie. Like, one more. Why not?
Because they signed him on for another movie, though. They signed him on.
Yeah,
so it's gotta happen.
He gotta finish. Hey, you think they're gonna stay just because he made the deal that they're gonna be okay? Nah, they're not gonna be.
Didn't they confirm a spinoff with what's his face? Hitman.
There's supposed to be a spinoff.
Donnie Yen, he's getting his own thing, which I like. I liked him a lot.
There's also there's two spinoffs. There's gonna be that one, then there's gonna be the ballerina one.
Yeah.
Remember whatever happened to the guy that Common played? That was like low key a match for John Wick. They just dropped him. I thought that guy was awesome.
Trust me, we'll get negative, Kent. We always get negative.
Absolutely. But yeah, what happened to Common's guy? Like Common's character, he just disappeared.
He
died on the train.
Yeah. Wick killed him. You don't remember?
He dies in the second movie.
Y'all bought that he died?
Yeah.
You believe he's alive?
I've seen John Wick's. I've seen John Wick go through more.
Didn't he get stabbed? But
the difference is that he's John Wick.
No, the thing with the chest was if he pulls it out, he'll bleed out.
Yeah, so he goes to the hospital. They do it right.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, because it's only
if he goes to whatever hospital that John Wick goes to after his missions, he'll be fine.
But he was eventually gonna die because he got it's like right at the heart.
Let me.
The thing is, if he would have pulled it out immediately, he would have died instantly.
Well, that's why he stayed. Like, he knows he's smart enough to know he shouldn't put it out. He should go to somebody who can actually help him.
Random, he's dead.
He got stabbed in the heart.
I'm checking.
Well, like, how are you gonna heal his heart? Right here. Like, I don't know. He's a badass if he gets healed from.
Are we going to agenda hour?
Yeah, it's not confirmed, bro.
He's dead. He's dead.
He's dead.
I'm here to confirm to you he died.
Yeah, facts.
In the fifth movie, he shows up. We got the block random.
Absolutely.
They'll just hold his ass.
Yeah, that's straight hold me, bro. But you better pick up my phone call. That's all I'm gonna say. You better pick up my phone call. I saw Han fucking survive his car explosion in Fast and Furious. Anything's possible.
No, once the blade goes in the heart, you're cooked. I don't care.
Han blew up and he came back.
We didn't see him blow up. We saw Common get stabbed in the heart, man.
Once again, Han in Fast and Furious Tokyo.
This is a different verse. This is a different verse.
They doing the same.
We didn't see him blow up.
Shit.
We didn't.
You're telling me? Hold on, real quick. You're telling me if Vin Diesel was at a party and he pulled out a bulletproof suit, you would be surprised with all the shit they do in their universe?
No, Fast and Furious is the most ridiculous verse.
They went into space with duct tape.
Hold on. John Wick is literally having us buy bulletproof. Man, the dude pulled out his jacket like this, and he's in a firefight. I'm just saying.
They went to space with duct tape.
I'm not saying. Look, John Wick's also absurd. They're both absurd.
Fast and the Furious doesn't buy into realism at all. At least John Wick buys to.
John Wick. Look, I'm just saying.
Hey man,
you watch that bro go through a whole house with flame rounds and a bulletproof suit, and nobody batted an eye.
Common is not coming back. All right,
he's dead. He's dead.
You can hope, but he's not coming back. Also, obviously, we like to do polls. So our big debate from last episode was who was more useless, Krillin or Usopp, and the people have spoken with a 67%. The more useless character by the people is Krillin.
Who did you call, Lonnie?
I didn't call nobody. I literally didn't call nobody.
All I'm gonna say.
I saw it this morning. I saw it this morning. I was just happy. I didn't say nothing.
The only thing Usopp has on Krillin is his height.
Krillin gets more disappointed right now. Look at that man.
Krillin gets more bitches. He's always down to help Goku. He's just a better character.
Always down to help his crew. You haven't even read One Piece. So
I heard y'all talk about. Hold up. I heard y'all talk about Usopp. The one time he stood 10 toes down was to fight Luffy. Krillin would never.
Until he puts his mask on, then he's the
Krillin would never. Krillin would never. They fought for a ship, Lottie. Name one time Krillin betrayed Goku like that.
Maybe
that's right.
Button when he didn't press the button.
That's a big betrayal right there.
Usopp has definitely
worked out.
He stood on business.
It all worked out. So I can betray you, but if it all works out, that's fine.
That was not a betrayal. That was not the same. Let's not cap.
Whatever.
That was not the same.
Listen, man. We gotta read Dragon Ball, guys. We gotta no, we got to, man. It's just a lot of people never revisit the series. Remember, there's just no way that we're saying that he's more useless than Usopp. I'm sorry, and I don't think Usopp is useless at all. It's not an insult, but like,
you just gotta hold it, man. I
don't think either of them are useless, but it's just a way to shit on Krillin, so I'm all here for it.
You gotta hold it, bro.
I can't believe you think Krillin doesn't have Riz. I don't know what to tell you, bro.
I've seen Krillin save the entire cast from the main antagonist multiple times. I've seen it happen multiple arcs. Can I say that for Usopp? He saved the main cast from Vegeta. He saved the main cast from Frieza. Like that alone. I'm done.
Do you want us to give him a cookie? You want us to give him a cookie?
Hey, shout out Krillin. And also, if you guys see, we have a donation goal. So if anytime you guys want to send a donation to support the channel, feel free to do that. But I want to start it off with a reaction, because what makes this a little bit more interesting is because King Lion now has beef with him, and I just happened to see that. I was on TikTok.
I know exactly.
I know exactly. Oh, I didn't even know he had beef when someone sent me this clip. So we're gonna react to this clip, and we're also gonna say L him, because Lion kind of torched him in his clip. I'm not gonna lie. So let's react to it.
I like this creator. Oh,
yeah, it was kind of.
He did say if you agree with Aaron, you can never be friends. So fuck him.
Yeah. So this is.
He said that.
Big Naruto creator. Don't play it yet, Santo. Start from the beginning.
Wait, is he slandering Demon Slayer?
You'll hear it. I don't think we can hear it. Did y'all hear any of that?
I don't hear it.
Okay. Play it again.
I'm about to be King Lion. This man is slandering, bro.
Yeah, we can't hear it.
Can't hear it. Maybe check your settings.
Check if TikTok's volume was on.
That's also true.
Yeah, it's playing on my end.
Did you make sure to share the audio when you screen shared it?
Let me see.
Yeah, just take it off and go back. But yeah, King Lion has beef. Y'all seen the King Lion clip?
I've been off of TikTok for a couple of days.
I was just
on there sometimes.
I saw him cooking people on the Dr. Doom stuff and stuff like that. I didn't see anything anime related.
So what happened was, I don't know the full context, because Lion was cooking the other dude. So this was a derivative of the Dr. Doom stuff, I think, or the Deadpool Wolverine stuff. So he was cooking this one dude, and then they're for some reason talking about this woman at the New York riots from Kai Cenat's stream, and then Nick, I think that's his name, Nick. He commented on one of the videos saying, I hate King Lion. So then King Lion went to start exposing dude. And at that point, that was, I'm not going to lie, kind of cooked him. All
right. Ready?
Yeah.
Yeah, see if we can hear it.
I'm going to say my hottest take. People make fun of Demon Slayer for being repetitive and formulaic. Tanjiro just goes to a new place, a new Hashira shows up, and then he beats one of the upper moons. Hey, man, stories can be formulaic and very good. How do I know this? Quickly break down for me in terms just as general as I use to break down Demon Slayer's story what One Piece is about. Oh, Nick, it's a story about a boy trying to become the king of pirates and finding the One Piece. Okay, but how are they doing that? They hop in their boat, they go to a new island, they find a warlord or an emperor or an elder, they beat that guy, and then they hop in their boat, and then they go to an island, and then they find an emperor or a warlord or an elder, and then they beat that guy. And you know what? It's one of the greatest stories ever told. How can they do that when it's repetitive? Well, because they build out the world that they're traveling in and the characters that are traveling in it and the bad guys they're fighting against. One Piece is a fucking fetch quest. It's goated. Just because this is about swords and samurais doesn't mean it's inherently different. Formulaic isn't bad as long as the universe is interesting.
Okay.
Okay, what was the problem?
So the question really is that his initial premise of like hating Demon Slayer because it's formulaic. That's fine. I mean, Demon Slayer is formulaic. That's fine. But is calling One Piece formulaic, does that match up? Is One Piece formulaic?
It is. I mean,
It is.
I thought most stories are though.
That's what I was just about to say. Yeah, aren't most
Like,
most
Think about something that has like a
let me
torrent.
Well, all stories have to. I think so. I guess to get more specific, because people say formula. Obviously, they all follow the same story structure, but more so like, does each arc have a formula, specific formula? Do they follow it? I would say One Piece for the most part does, but I don't think it's a problem.
It's hard for me to say that though. I mean, I get what you're saying.
I think it has to be because
it depends
of
on like the amount of depth they go into, like in each individual like story arc that is taking place. Simplifying it to like he's just beating the bad guy. I mean, you can just say he's beating the bad guy for every arc. But I mean, I feel like a better example would have been like Bleach, of course, or because of how that really kind of runs the same course. The depth is not really that extraneous in comparison.
But can it still be formulaic? I don't think the depth really matters with how formulaic it is, because it's like they go to an island. Typically, in some cases, it could be a princess situation. Obviously, he breaks the formula like with Sabaody, example.
Mm-hmm.
But usually, how the characters meet in tags, they have to split up. They meet back and they have a party and they leave. Like that's typically the formula, which you can see that with a lot of the One Piece arc. That's the formula that he follows. I personally don't think it matters. Like I think that the formula isn't the issue. I think that what makes it good is how, like you said, all the depth he adds to it, how interesting the characters are, makes why the formula works. I don't think it's really. I think it is a formula, but
so I agree with that. But the reason why I bring that up is when I feel like people are complaining about Demon Slayer being formulaic is because of that lack of depth for each individual arc. You kind of know what you're getting. So I don't think they're really complaining about the formula, but the depth per arc. Now, I personally don't think that's a legitimate excuse. I think Demon Slayer is good for what it is, but it's not an in-depth story by any means.
Oh, it's hard to compare the two because, like, what Demon Slayer is like barely. Is it even 200 chapters? I don't even think it is. And One Piece is like over 1,000. But like when it comes to like the structure for One Piece, like is the structure for Alabasta that much different from Dofi's Island or Wano? Not really. Like it's the same. It's almost the same exact premise. There's a big bad, whether it's Crocodile, Kaido, Doflamingo, oppressed people going through something like there's no rain, water / revolution behind the scenes, or Dofi, the whole candy doll situation, or Wano, the smiley drug, and then the Straw Hat crew, they come, see people suffering, and they make change, and then they party after. It's like the same. So it's like, but there's nothing wrong with that. The thing with Demon Slayer is I don't think that the formulaic is the problem. I feel like it's more the overall content that people are getting from Demon Slayer. Not that it's bad, but it's probably like just a lack of it that people are complaining about. Because objectively, under 200 anime is short. It's short. So I think because people think that it's so awesome that there's not a lot that they're getting from it is probably why they complain. I don't think it's that big of a deal though.
People are complaining that it doesn't have enough depth. I mean, it does what it does. Like it's not a story to go in depth in general. I think they execute it perfectly, actually.
I feel like you can have critiques and criticisms. But I wouldn't say Demon Slayer is executed perfectly. I just think it. I think what it is just an entertaining story, of course, and it's just trying to entertain through its action and through its interactions, the humanistic backstories for the demons, all that stuff. It does what it does, but I wouldn't go perfectly. And I don't like when we are try to simplify everything. Like One Piece structure, again, you can say everybody's just beating the big bad, fine. But you can say that about every story. He's just beating the big bad for the most part. But it's like the road to get there, the map to get there is what matters at the end of the day. So ultimately, I mean, it doesn't really matter. But I wanted to put that on, see what people's opinions are for the guy. And especially now that he's in his beef with King Lion. We're about to say something, Santo?
So yeah, so my question would be, what's lacking from the story?
From Demon Slayer?
Yeah, from Demon Slayer, what's lacking?
I mean,
Well,
I would say the one
ahead.
thing. Oh, go ahead. Sorry, Riddell. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, you're fine. You're fine. You can go.
I think the one thing is, and it's, I don't even think Demon Slayer needed it at all. I think they would just, the fact that we know how certain characters end up together, right? If you're gonna even kind of intimate toward that, would it have been cool for you to spend, Jesus Christ, give them a couple panels? Like, we literally have nothing. Is that a detraction toward Demon Slayer? Technically, no. But the fact that it's put out there, like for me, I'm gonna care about that more than most people, because I'm like, look, I want to see the story. I mean, I know how it starts, but now all of a sudden we've skipped everything, and now we're descendants. How they, like, what exactly happened? And maybe that, but if you're talking about just in terms of what it does as a shonen, I don't think it lacks anything at all.
And that's what, and I guess, I mean, perfectly, I would say maybe it's a stretch, but I mean, it does what it does. I mean, I don't think it should be compared to an in-depth story like an AOT or a One Piece.
It's not that at
think
all.
it's not what it is. It's literally good evil fight, backstory, world building. It does that very, very, very well. So I don't get why we have to compare everything to like the One Pieces to the AOTs. Like it.
Well, I
It
think
doesn't-
for Demon Slayer finds itself in this place because of how well the anime is, that a lot of
Yeah.
people maybe want to put it in places that it really doesn't belong. I've never seen anything about One Piece other than what you guys have talked about. But
I
the
mean,
way you guys talk about,
even if you
Yeah.
compare Demon Slayer to like, and I don't like to crap on Demon Slayer, even though initially when Ninja like made it super popular and people started calling it the best anime, it became overrated, obviously. But the anime adaptation was amazing, and it still is amazing. But even if you compare Demon Slayer to like other shonen series, like it's still not even close in terms of depth. So I mean, I think it's fine to critique what Demon Slayer is, and if the anime didn't blow up like it did, would the manga get the same type of a notoriety or same type of attention that it did? Probably not, to be honest. So I
mean,
think Demon
we don't
Slayer,
get those
it's fine to
spin-offs that they
critique
give
it,
out.
but still be entertained. It's like an entertaining story.
Yeah, we don't
And,
get even those
with
spin-offs
some
that,
good
because
characters.
Rengoku got one, Gyu got one, and Tsunemi got one too. Those little spin-offs that she ended up doing after the story was over.
I didn't even know. Oh yeah, I remember the Rengoku and Gyu one. I don't remember anybody else.
I thought one more, because the Rengoku one, I like that one better because you get to see Mitsuri, because Mitsuri was his Suguko, the love Hashira. So I like that fact that he kind of helped her find her breathing form throughout that comic. But I think you're just kind of, it's okay. There's a reason why Looney Tunes just keep going. Like, it's just nice and simple. It's a fun thing. I'm not looking to think about how I feel about the world and all this stuff in a single anime. Like, I compare it to, it's like Solo Leveling for manga, for anime. Solo Leveling, when you look at the story, it's not as good as, you're never gonna put it, Riddell, with the Tower of God. You're never gonna put the story there. You're just not. It just has great, amazing, fantastic fights. It's a very
I'm with you, but even with Solo Leveling, I would have to say that they do a great job in diving into the depth of Sung Jin Woo and diving into the depth of the monarchs and the other type of beings. So they all the things that are important, they go in depth. Which in Demon Slayer, I can't really say the same.
Yeah, I was gonna say that I feel like when a lot of these conversations have or happen, like it's because of ego. Because I like me personally, I know One Piece is probably the GOAT, if not 1B, but I personally enjoy Bleach and Naruto more. That doesn't mean that they're better than One Piece in any stretch of the imagination, because they're objectively not better than One Piece, but I just enjoy them more. But other people would be like, "Oh, Naruto's better than One Piece, Bleach is better than One Piece," just because they enjoy them or they relate to it or they like it more. And I feel like that's what goes on with Demon Slayer, and that's why it gets overrated, because people like the animation so much, people like Nezuko and Tanjiro so much that they just try to put in places where it doesn't belong. At the end of the day, objectively, it's like a B tier story to me, in my opinion. It's a decent average story, average shonen story, formulaic, is like a basic. If I wanted to make a basic shonen story, Demon Slayer is example exhibit A. So I don't think that's a bad thing at the same time, though, because some people think it is, and some people want it to be greater because of how much they like it. But at the end of the day, it's never going to be in the AOT One Piece conversations because it's just not as good. Maybe visually it's as good or better, but like story wise, it's just an okay story, and that's okay.
Yeah, I mean, you could argue even C tier, but that's fine.
I'm sorry, out of all the new gen final arcs, Muzen is like the was the worst final boss encounter to me out of My Hero, Black Clover, JJK, Fire Force. When it comes to like the final boss encounter, Demon Slayer's in last place for me. Maybe it's higher for some of y'all, but in terms of every final boss in the last 10 years in the big shonens I can think of, Muzen is dead last. That shit did not move me.
I don't know. Really about to try to sell us that giant baby, man.
Like, I'm hoping the anime can make it a lot better, because
I think
it was just boring.
I have no like trepidation that they won't. They've made bro. We was out here. I was okay. I'll speak for myself. I don't want to say for y'all. I'll speak for myself. Muzan walking into the compound. I'm like, yo, you photable. Chill. My boy walking like 60 steps. He's just walking around a pond. You didn't need to make it look this good. So I think I'm gonna really trust him. But once I see the giant baby, I'm gonna be out of the movie, because I don't know how you're gonna throw a giant baby on the screen and I'm supposed to buy that this man is dangerous.
The giant baby, I mean, maybe if they really dive into set up Muzen's motivations and his connections to Tanjiro a lot better, it's not like it's like a last minute throw in thing, then it could work out, because Muzen, they didn't really, they did way better with so much of the other upper moons and demons in terms of their motivations, why they are how they are, all that stuff. But we'll see. To kind of go into spoiler territory, Jujutsu Kaisen dropped a chapter recently, and now the question is, what do we think Yuji's domain expansion will be? We've been waiting for this for the entirety of Jujutsu Kaisen. So, what do we think this is going to be? Ty, I want to start with you, Mister.
First of all, I think it was fire. Like Sukuna being shook, like that was even Sukuna doesn't know exactly where they're at. He was like, "What is this?" And I think Sukuna would recognize. Now, here's a few things it could be. Either he is saying, "What is this?" because he's like, "Yuji, how do you specifically have a domain?" Or it's just not a traditional domain that he actually genuinely is like, what the hell is going on? So it could be one of the two. And I'm leaning towards the latter just because he's in his body changed. Like he's like,
I was going to ask about that. Ty, why do you think his body changed to him when he's in Yuji's body instead of the other way around?
I have no idea. So that's what I'm saying. Either he's dead, it's an unusual domain, or he's just shocked that Yuji himself has a domain. There's only the option I think it can be. I have no idea what it is. I'm just being honest with you. I have zero. Like I have no direction. I think that Gege was holding this back because this is the final section of the fight. And I think that specific condition had to be met. I think that Yuta canceling out Sukuna's domain fit a perfect condition for you to just pop his in. I think I'm interested to see like the explanation behind it, because I doubt he could rival Sukuna in domain clashes, which is why Yujo was needed, but I have no idea what it is. I don't know.
I've seen a lot of people like examining Yuji's hand signs for his domain, like diving in. I think it has something to do with Buddhist culture, and something like that. They've been really diving into that, and I don't know. I don't know, but I'm really excited.
All right. So when it comes to the hand sign, it's from a Buddha. It's from a famous Buddhist monk, and the hand sign is translated as Earth Treasury or Earth Stone, Earth Womb, Womb stuff, JJK. So that kind of makes sense. And it's kind of like the womb of like all hopes and dreams, and how like, so basically like what people are trying to say is that he stopped being the vessel for Sukuna and started being the vessel for everyone's hopes and dreams. And the way I interpreted kind of Sukuna changing and stuff like that, like we saw like, to me, flashes throughout the series of his interaction with Toji, like how after Toji messed him up, he had that like weird vision or whatever of them in high school, even though they've never met and stuff like that. We see with Choso how he had that vision of all of them at dinner, even though he's never met Yuji before and stuff like that, but those are his brothers. So like, to me, it's like sort of like reality warping, but also like impressions too. So the way because I kind of like agreed with some of Riddell's takes, or like most of it, but then I just kind of added on how I think his domain is going to make it so it's like they're on equal footing. But I also believe that since it is like a pocket dimension, it also connects with Sukuna's soul. So I feel like it's going to do something. I feel like it's also soul based, kind of like Mahito, because I'm trying to just grab every theory. So like Mahito, hey, he said, hey, Yuji, you're just like me. And he meant that like in more philosophical sense. But we saw that, yeah, Yuji kind of has stuff to do with souls too. So I feel like it's going to be like more of a soul attack, but it's also evens out the playing field. So that's my theory.
Yeah, for me, when it comes down to this, kind of like what Lonnie alluded to, I think it's gonna be like they're fighting within Yuji's soul, which is why Sukuna goes back to the Yuji form, and it's gonna be straight hands. And I do think there's a possibility that, with this fight, with it being straight hands, that they're going to go into certain memories potentially, which might lead into us finally getting the Sukuna backstory, which is very important to tie everything together. We do need something like that. So this is a good opportunity to get that. And I don't know if it would be necessarily like Yuji talk no jutsuing Sukuna. I don't think that would work. I don't think Yuji's that type of character. But him just beating him up and Sukuna reflecting on him finally losing will have him think about his current like standing by himself. He doesn't need Yuji to talk it through with him. So I think that's what's going to happen. My only question is really like, depending on what it does will determine like, why didn't you use this sooner? And what are the conditions for you using it? Because like, if it's broken enough for you to beat Sukuna 1v1, you would imagine he would use it at earlier points of the story. But if they explain it in a way, it's like this specific condition where he's this weak for this particular circumstance.
That's what I think it is.
They would have to explain it for like why specifically he is this weak. Maybe if they say something like, because when Jacob's ladder, is that what it's called?
Jacob's ladder.
Did that hit Sukuna? I don't remember. Did it hit him at all?
It did hit him. It wasn't as strong as the first time.
So maybe if they just said as long as that once that hits him, then he could do it, then I'm willing to buy it.
But the thing about domain expansion is that there's always a sure hit or a sure critical situation. Like the only critical situation besides a sure hit would be Hikari's jackpot. So like there has to be something leading to it where it's like he is weak enough for this sure hit to like be really effective. So that's why I'm just wondering what the sure hit is, because if he's going down like what someone said in the chat, how it's like it's like a train through different stops of his life and stuff like that. At the end of the train, there has to be some type of short event or or damage taken, because that's what every domain does. So that's gonna be the interesting part.
Do we think this is the final confrontation?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has to be. Like, this is the culmination. Oh, no, go ahead.
No. I was just gonna say, I think it has to be. I think at the end of this domain expansion, we get something with Megumi and all of that. I mean, I don't know where else you can go from there.
Yeah.
I'll say 70-30 because I still feel like maybe Megumi would be a part of the final destruction of Sukuna. I think like this will lead to like the end of Sukuna, but I don't know if it'll be like the final blow, because they have plans to continue this into December, so I can't just see this ending in like a few weeks.
That's why we might get. And I see someone in the chat say either wants Sukuna backstory. I'm not saying your stance, but I've heard people say that they don't even want Sukuna to have a sad backstory, which I think a character can have a sad backstory without them being redeemable. Like, let's say a story is sad. I don't think that really changes. I don't think a character have a sad backstory. You don't have to feel bad for them. You know what I'm saying? Like, they could just have a sad story, and he could have. I would imagine if he did have a sad story, he's like, you know what? My backstory did make me this way, but who gives a fuck? I don't care at this point. And that could just be him making him irredeemable.
Yeah, because like
Shigaraki did that.
Yeah, like it's like, oh yeah, my story was sad, but anyways.
Yeah, Madara, we got his backstory, but I don't think anybody was going like, yeah, you know, I feel sorry for Madara. Nah, Madara put himself in this situation. So
well,
like,
I ain't gonna lie, no, Madara was oppressed, man. We stand with Madara.
We stand with him. I don't feel bad. I'm with the brother,
man. Listen, Madara, listen, man.
Y'all got
hey, but Sukuna is too big of. He's like the timepiece of the entire story. He needs a backstory. We need to know like about Sukuna. You can't go on.
I need something.
It's kind of like Muzan, which is why Muzan was such a flop. He didn't really have a backstory. It didn't pay out.
His backstory was ass. I'm sorry. I did not care about his backstory at all. I'm just like, oh, he was sick, and so he just kept on experimenting, and now he's and
then he became a vampire. Like what?
Like that's stupid.
Okay, all right.
I think he probably will get some exposition, but I think we've gotten exposition through other characters, and we've gotten like whether it be Yorozu, Kenjaku, and then we got the stuff at the beginning.
There's still one more.
And then you said,
go ahead. No, I was saying there's still one thing about him that we have not found out yet that they've mentioned. And that's when the angel chick said that they're looking for the fallen, and then he told Yuji, I'm the fallen. We still don't know what that means.
Yeah, I think he will get one, but I think because they've described him as a calamity, it makes it seem like this thing is a natural disaster to turn a warrior. I got to stop it. It wasn't really described as like he has this plan that was orchestrated over this amount of time, and this is the reason why I'm doing this, but more so a natural disaster that's plaguing the world, and they have to stop it. So I think either way it could work, but I do agree with y'all. Like, I think there are some cool things I would definitely want to see. I think like the fallen, the unwanted child. I'm interested to see what that was about. Like, you know what I'm saying? Why he got the mindset of power over companionship, like why he decided to go that route. Like he's talked. It's so interesting because like I was reading the early JJK. Remember him and Yuji made that binding vow contract. He talked about like he said something really interesting. He was like, I know the consequences of being too greedy, and now we know that was referencing him thinking that you can have love and friends and also be the strongest, because he feels like you can't have both. So he was referencing that even back in the early chapters of like, I know what it means. Like maybe he was too greedy about with something and a burn him in the end, and that's why he is the way he is. So.
Yeah, and also drink the Tengen and Kenjaku backstory hopefully could tie into Sukuna. I mean, Kenjaku, everything he's doing is for Sukuna. You're gonna have to do a little bit for me to like think Kenjaku is redeemed in my book, because I'm not gonna lie, I need to figure out why Kenjaku did everything he did. And Tengen. Do we think the merger's happening? Because I can see it happening, and I can see it not happening, and it'll be fine.
So, well, that could be the final thing. That might be why it might quote unquote end in December, because the whole merger thing is supposed to be the main goal. So, if my headcanon, like how it would last December, is like if they do a short Sukuna backstory that kind of takes it to October, just based off the pacing, and then if they still defeat Sukuna and he does something where like maybe he fuses with the merger or he fuses with Tengen or something like that, and then it's like Megumi It's like all the sorcerers jump in the last bit of Sukuna. That could go all the way into December, and then the story would be over. But yeah, because December is the earliest it's supposed to be ending, so it could still lean into January, maybe February. So yeah. I'm trying to figure out how they're gonna do it.
I feel like you can argue, and let me know your thoughts about this, that even though I said it can't happen, I'll be fine. I feel like someone might make this argument, and I think it might be valid, that since they built up to the merger happening, similar to like how the rumbling has happened in Attack on Titan, they've been building up to the rumbling, and then we finally got it. It was a major event. They've been doing the same thing for the merger, because they've been talking about the merger throughout almost the entirety of JJK. So for it not to happen after leading up to this for so long, I mean, wouldn't that be equivalent to not ever seeing the rumbling in Attack on Titan?
Maybe not to the same degree, but it would be a knock.
Process, but not exactly.
It would be a knock because we've seen it because we got introduced to it with the whole Gojo backstory, and then we found out that that's Kenjaku's plan. He then teamed up with Sukuna, and like they agreed to work together because of the merger. And then him dying was supposed to activate the process of the merger. And then if we just don't get it, it's like, yo, you've been leading up to this thing the whole time. We don't even get to see the beginning of it, maybe, or whatever. Like it would kind of be another knock. I'm already taxing JJK for not getting the Hinen era. I'm already taxing it. So if we also don't get anything from the merger, that's gonna be another knock. And I'm gonna be
how you know we're not going to get the Sukuna backstory though?
No, Sukuna backstory, yes, we're getting. The Hinen era arc, I need it all, Ty.
But that's the Hinen era, though.
That's not the only thing in the Hinen. I need Kenjaku's backstory.
Sukuna's backstory is the Hinen era.
I need shit from the three families. If I get all that in the backstory, because I want it, Ty. That's why, because I want it, Ty. I want to know who I want to know who Gojo's and Yuta's ancestor was. I want to know who that nigga was.
You asked for randoms.
You want a spinoff is what you want.
Right, you want
but like when Gojo's like, oh yeah, me and you are cousins because of the three great sorcerers or whatever. I want to see who the three great sorcerers were. What made them so great? I want to see that shit.
Their curse techniques.
Okay, let me see them.
You know why they're so.
He's like, that's not enough.
That's not enough.
Like Gojo literally told them, like, yo, listen, Megami.
He's like, yo, we're
6 eyes use it, and Shikigami use. They go at it like they. That's
like, hey, we come from one of these. We come from one of the three great sorcerers or whatever from the Golden Era. Let me see the three great sorcerers. I want to see that shit,
bro. But Lonnie, the Hinen era, Gojo's Sukuna's flashback will give you
Hinen era content. It ain't enough.
No, I mean I feel you, but since they already
that doesn't add anything for you, Kai. It adds shit for me. Shit that I want.
Listen, man. I don't know what game you're gonna do, but I don't care for no random sorcerer. Like bro,
he's not random. He's been mentioned as he's Yuta and Gojo's ancestor. He's one of the three. He's one of the three famous sorcerers.
He's a random considering what the plot of the story is. That's why he's a random. Like,
fuck the plot. Fuck the plot.
His story won't play into like the ending of the story.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like at this point he's a random.
Yeah, that's fine. Give me a spinoff then. I'll settle for a spinoff.
Or she. It could be a she.
Or she. That's very true. Whatchamacallit. So the other chapter that came out is obviously My Hero Academia. It's coming to its conclusion. I know a lot of people have agendas in relation to My Hero Academia, and so I mean, what are people's thoughts about it? Do we think that Deku Uraraka moment hit? Did it satisfy the shippers?
I liked it.
I liked it.
I liked it.
Yeah, I liked it.
Go ahead, random.
You're muted.
It was cool. It was cool.
Random said, unless we get an arc right after that,
it's not enough.
At the same time, I can't
blame. What's the problem?
I can't blame Random because he just got finished reading more Olympus, which is goated. So I can't blame Random for like that.
It was cool. It was cool.
Yeah, I agree with Random though. I agree with Random. It was just cool because there's no confirmation of like I like you. Then none of that.
Listen. I'm gonna explain to our next chapter. Right, next chapter we're gonna see their little kitties running around, right?
Okay.
And then Uraraka's like, Deku, come out. They're about to announce the #1 hero. And Deku's like, come out.
In a
He'll
stretcher.
sit on the table. They're gonna announce Bakugo's number one hero. I think that's a fantastic ending. like, you know, and then he'll tell. Then he was like, Dad, didn't you like? You know, this guy is like, you know, we used to box back, and I never beat him, but you know, we were.
That would be so. That would be some beta energy. It was like I didn't beat him.
I mean, honestly. So if his son is like, Dad, you're a beat Bakugo, should he just lie to his son?
Yeah, I'm lying to my son.
He should lie and say even.
No. I'll be like, I was his rival. I was his number one rival.
I just got a question, Ty. So
yes.
So you telling your son you lost? You never beat your rival?
Am I
telling your future son you never beat your rival?
Well, here's the thing.
I say we competed.
No, I got you, Random. See, if I was Deku, I wouldn't have lost. But that's just me, though, personally.
Oh no, Ty, don't point to somebody else.
Wait, Ty,
I'm talking about you personally.
You know,
I'm talking about you personally.
Their first encounter in the training thing, like episode like 3 or whatever. Didn't Deku and
so
he won that.
I see the confusion.
Yeah, so he can say
Lonnie, I see the confusion, right? There was a mission and there was a fight, right? So what happened?
Oh my God,
he lost the fight, but he won the mission. Respect. That's what happened. He won the fight. I mean, he lost the fight, won the mission. You know.
Hey, Dad, did you ever beat Bakugo? Yes,
I
did.
In a fight.
Did.
He said, "Yo, did you ever beat him in a fight?"
Ty.
You know what you say? Hey, I beat him. You don't say I beat him in a fight. You just respond back, I beat him.
Ty, I got a quick question for you then.
I don't want to answer your question.
No. So in the future, when you have kids and you never beat your rival and he asks you that question, you tell them the truth?
I don't know what it feels like to be a loser like Deku. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't
Ty,
know.
This is a yes or no
answer.
I
don't know.
Random, I'll tell you right now. If someone asks, hey, did you ever beat Uncle Ty in a debate? I used to whoop his ass.
I would be capping.
I would hibachi cook that little nigga.
Could you in good conscience say that? Because like when Bakugo had Palm Deku's face like a fucking football, and he's like, you should beat me in this fight. Like, imagine a grown man holding your face saying, you should beat me, and you want to.
Well, they weren't grown men. They weren't grown men.
One grown man. One of them was legitimately trying something new, and also had the power for like 4 months. While Bakugo had his power his whole life.
Hey, remember that SpongeBob meme with Mr. Crest? Let me play a song, "The World's Smallest Violin," and he started doing this. Like, cry me a river. You got the greatest work of all time. And then Bakugo said, "You should have beat me." And he was like, "Yeah, I should have," but you know.
Let's not pretend like the whole reason that whole shit happens because he couldn't handle it. He let
what?
No, hold on. He couldn't handle it. No. He couldn't handle it. He's the reason the greatest hero of all time had to retire. It's his fault. Yes, he's the reason.
Wait, hold on a second. What did All Might say about that?
He's the reason.
All Might said that?
Nigga, you read the story. You read the story.
You're right. I did. So tell me what All Might said about that.
Of course, All Might not gonna say that shit, but we saw it.
Stop.
Who the fuck got kidnapped? Who got kidnapped, Ty? Ty, who got kidnapped? Ty, no. Ty, no. Who got kidnapped, Ty?
Ty, stop.
Who got kidnapped?
Random.
Actually, you know what? Random, I'm on your wave right now. Because like,
who got kidnapped, Ty?
Random, I'm on your wave right now. Are we really gonna tell a child, oh, it's not your fault when it is your fault? Like, Sato, you're a father. You're a father. If your kid messes up, are you really gonna be like, "Oh yeah, it's all your fault"? You're gonna be like, "No, it's not your fault, baby." But back in here, like,
this little nigga just fucked up.
No, hold on.
Ty, answer the question. Who got kidnapped, Ty? Who got kidnapped?
I'll respond. The problem with this, we're talking about a story, right? So we have to.
Oh, that was the story.
It's a story. It's a manga. So if All Might truly felt that if you have no evidence to prove that All Might feels is Bakugo's fault, you have no evidence. You can think that the story doesn't point to that. So I'm asking you, when Bakugo said it was my fault, what does All Might tell him?
He tells the child, "No, it's not your fault." That's what he tells the child.
Why?
You tell me.
He ain't trying to hurt Bakugo's feelings
Don't burden
anymore.
Shift me. No, you tell me why.
The whole trading area.
So he told him the truth.
So
he told him the truth.
I'm not burden shifting. He said it's his fault, and I said, "Did All Might say that?" And then Random said yes. I'm like, no, he did not. I'm asking.
I did not say no. I asked who got kidnapped, Ty. That's what I
You didn't
asked.
ask me that. What are you talking
He did
about?
ask you that.
I literally
He did
asked you
ask
like
you that.
15 times in a row.
Were we yelling back and forth? This is before the yelling exchange.
Ty, who got kidnapped?
Who got kidnapped?
Who got kidnapped?
Bakugo?
That's why this whole shit happened.
Wait.
When they told his ass, Bakugo, they looking for you.
I mean,
Come
he
back.
got
The
jumped,
nigga
to be fair.
started
He got
charging.
Wait, time out.
It's
So
his fault.
Wait, is Bakugo's
If
fault?
Shoto wasn't
he
there,
got
Bakugo's
kidnapped?
impaled and dead.
You said what?
Once again, so when the villains attack the fucking training camp, right?
Okay.
One of them, was it Musketeers? Whatever they call them, was like, hey, they're looking for somebody named Kachan. There's only one nigga named Kachan.
Okay.
And what does Bakugo do? Refuse to listen to the professional heroes who are telling him that he is a target of a villain attack. That's what he does. So that's what that leads to him getting captured. And then All Might has to come out of retirement and fight All For One more time. And All Might has to retire.
What are you talking
It's his
about?
fault.
He didn't retire.
So we're acting like
You're focusing on the wrong
He
shit.
wasn't
Ty.
retired.
You're
You're just
focusing on the
saying
wrong
things that aren't
shit.
true. He was not retired yet.
You're focusing on the wrong shit. Yo,
This is
this
never
is
going
saying
to
things
end.
that are not
This
true.
is
This is
fine.
nasty
Sorry.
work.
He
This is
wasn't retired.
nasty
I'm
work
so
by you,
sorry.
Ty. The
He
whole
was not
situation
retired.
is Bakugo's fault. The whole
It's
situation
not.
is his fault.
It's not. The story says it's not his fault. So you can give me how you feel. The story says
You
it's
saw this. You saw it.
the story
You
says
saw it.
otherwise, random.
You saw it. But All Might is never going to tell Bakugo it was his fault. He was never going to do it.
I have a question, but hold on a second. But does the story does it point that All Might feels is his fault? Yes or no?
Why would All Might ever say that?
No. I didn't ask you that. I said, does a story point to that All Might feels like it's Bakugo's fault?
No,
I don't care.
but you saw
Hey,
the scenario.
So what are you telling me?
Random, I got this for a second. I don't give a damn what All Might feels.
That's the problem.
Objectively,
That's the problem. You don't care.
it's Bakugo's fault. Objectively, it's Bakugo's fault.
It's how?
A kid, adult says, "Hey, don't do this because they're gonna try to kidnap you." What does Bakugo do? He does that. He does it, and he gets kidnapped. That is his fault.
The whole situation is literally Bakugo's fault.
If you do this, you will get kidnapped. What does Bakugo do? He does that. Like, if you go there, they're gonna try to kidnap you. What does Bakugo do?
If
He
they
goes
never
there.
warned them, Ty, I
You said
get
what?
you. But they fucking told him, bro, you are the target. Kachan are the target.
First of all, Bakugo acting to fight against villains, that's what fucking heroes do. Like that's
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
No,
you got it, Ty.
Random.
You got it,
I have
Ty.
an issue with that. Wait, Random, do you have an issue with that?
Oh my god!
I have a question for you, Random.
I don't have an issue with the tie, but it still makes it his fault.
Ty, let me tell you. Let me tell you something.
Because he's not an actual professional hero yet. He's
We've
on a
seen
field
kids-
trip.
we've-
He's on a
hold
field
on,
trip
no,
because he's a child.
We've seen kids go against what the professionals say. Like
and that's
literally,
just
yes.
dumb. And if it ends up in the same situation, it's objectively the kid's fault. It's objectively his fault.
No, it's
We're
not.
blame-
It's
so-
literally
so
not
we're
his
gonna-
fault. It's not
we're
his
gonna
fault that
blame
All Might's
the kid
power ran out.
and not
It's not.
adults.
You said what?
Because I can say it's the adult's fault.
How is it the Musketeers' fault when they're communicating, hey, we're coming, we're being attacked, but you are the target? It's not like they were just standing there at the fucking base chilling. It's not like they were legitimately fighting villains. There's like, hey, you're the target. Get somewhere safe.
You're gonna blame the kid.
He's the one that fucking charged. He's the one that did it. Look, if I'm training to be a basketball player and an NBA basketball player is like, hey, don't do this yet because it's going to get you in trouble. And then I do it and I get in trouble. It's my fault.
You know, let's put this into like real world kid
Wait,
time.
I just went back to the chapter. You niggas are so full of shit. I just went back to the chapter and I'm like, hold on a second. He was in the middle of the fucking fight before they announced that. He was in mid-battle. He didn't charge out there. I was like, hold on a second. He was in mid-battle and then they announced it. That's what happened.
All right.
What did they tell him to do, Ty? What did they tell him to do?
What did they tell him to do? What did they tell him to do, Ty?
They're in mid-fucking battle.
What did they tell him to do? What did they tell him to do?
What did they tell him to do, Ty?
What did they tell him to do, Ty?
No. Try to backtrack.
What did they? I've always told him that. What did they tell him to do?
You said, but here's why he saved. He saved Shoto. As soon as
what did they tell him to do, Ty?
Random, you're not listening, Random. They told him to, but he literally saved Shoto and a child. She didn't have left and let Shoto get killed?
No.
Oh,
Hold on. Let me get to this.
Like I thought.
He leaves, Shoto dies, you blame Bakugo.
Yeah.
That's hate. That's hate, bro.
Hold on a second. I'm looking at the. I'm tired of this shit. I'm about to get my
crashing out over Bakugo.
I love Bakugo.
The Thai crash out.
Basis, right? I love it. He literally is saving Shoto when they fucking announce it, and a fucking child. They're literally saving them. Literally.
That's not when he gets kidnapped. That's not when he gets kidnapped.
No. See, Sato and Random, I'm not gonna let them gaslight me. Random said they announced and he ran into battle. He was already in fucking battle. So I'm
not Random. Talk to me.
Dude, you will not gaslight me. You will not gaslight me. You won't gaslight me. Sorry, you won't gaslight me. Sorry. You won't.
You know what I equate this to? So like, how old is Bakugo and all them at that time?
No. I need some acknowledgement. Y'all were wrong. I need some fucking acknowledgement.
I'm going off of Random said.
Hold up. I'm trying to find a chapter. Hold on, bud.
Tell them what's the chapter number.
Looks like the arc starts at chapter 84.
No, what? Well, Ty has a chapter up. What's the chapter number?
The chapter number? Let me see.
God damn it.
Chat, hit that like button one time while we wait.
Facts.
It's 70. It's 70 like that.
79. Do you know what I equate this to? So like Bakugo, they're like around 14, 15, right? So like this is also on a field trip. So if they're like at a museum and they're around like a bunch of ancient shit that can be broken, they're like, hey, they see like, hey, don't touch this. They say, don't touch this sign. Bakugo's the kid that touches it.
No,
and then like, the ancient vase breaks. Is it his fault? Yes. It's also the teacher's fault for not watching him intensely enough. Yes. But at the end of the day, Bakugo was the one that pushed over the vase. I'm pretty sure. Tell me if I'm wrong, Ty, but I'm pretty sure they told him to get to safety, and he did not get to safety.
Here's the problem, right? They were doing extra lessons, so they were outside. The villains attacked.
That's fine. That's not what I'm talking. I'm just saying. I'm pretty sure adult told him. A professional hero told him.
I will go back and I will try to find. I'll try to find it
because I have a good memory. But tell me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure the adults told him, "Hey, get to safety. Do not engage." And he did the opposite. If I'm wrong, I don't care if I'm wrong. I'll admit that I'm wrong. But that's just off of my head. They told him
he was actually saving a classmate and a little child.
Good for Bakugo.
It's Bakugo's fault. I love it.
If they told him to get to safety and then he engaged and did the opposite, then yeah, him getting kidnapped objectively is his fault. It doesn't matter if he's saving somebody or whatever. I'm saying at that point, I'm saying
even if he's saving someone, you just leave. Just leave.
No, that's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying after the fact. After the fact. If that encounter is done, I'm saying because he doesn't get kidnapped in that exact panel that you're showing me. That's not when he gets kidnapped. I'm saying after that whole encounter is done, if he goes out there and gets into a second encounter, then that is his fault. If he goes out to seek those more villains to encounter, that is his fault.
Oh, they're still in the same fight.
Yeah, so I'm saying, so whenever he gets captured, if it's not the same encounter because he's like busy trying to save a kid, because if he's just trying to save the kid the whole time and then he gets captured, I can't say it's his fault. But if that whole encounter is done and then he goes out there and he seeks villains, yeah, that's his fault.
I mean, a random.
Oh man, y'all in trouble. Y'all are
in y'all.
Trouble. Oh my. Wait, y'all in trouble. Yeah. I love Bakugo. I love it. It fuels me because it's based on nothing. I love it. Hold on a second.
Who's hating on Bakugo? I'm just saying objectively it's someone's fault.
And you
I wasn't hating.
What do you mean? If Deku did this, it's his fault. If Todoroki did this, it's his fault. I don't care if that's Bakugo. If someone said, "Hey, don't do something," and then you do something, I don't care if it's random. Bakugo, Riddell, Frieza. If someone says, "Hey, don't do this or this will happen," and then they do it and it happens, it's their fault.
Section, and I don't see anything on a pro hero telling him to stop. I don't see it. I don't see it. Matter of fact,
either keep reading or
No, they had a formation to protect Bakugo, and he followed them, and then Dabi and him snuck on him and took him. So actually, what you guys just said just didn't happen. Didn't happen.
I'm sure you warned him though.
Oh, you sure?
You guys are.
Hey man,
Oh.
I'm not in the.
You guys
I
are.
find it so funny.
I don't care. I'm just here to cause chaos. I was just hyping random up. I was just hyping random up.
Hey,
But-
we will let random look for his
Y'all see
information.
this? This is what I'm saying. Maybe you hate Bakugo, you don't remember but My Hero, Randall. That's probably wrong.
Hey, if random, if you can find it, great. If not, then
Maybe you can find it.
Mhm.
I don't
Well,
see it. All I see is him protect. All I see is him literally fighting to survive because they're attacking him, right? And he has Todoroki by his side, and then they form a formation to protect him, and then the villains take him anyways. Huh? That doesn't sound like what you guys described. Anyways,
Hey man,
who was it about?
we
Who
need-
was it
Just
about?
agent of chaos.
And now we need a tie. You will not gaslight me, hoodie.
You will not. You will not.
You will
gaslight.
not
They try to gas. They gonna gaslight you.
Guys, before this year ends, there's gonna be a moment where I gaslight Ty. I will make it my
No.
mission. I will
No.
gaslight Ty at some point. I will gaslight Ty at some point.
No.
hey, random. Let us know if you find it later on. But Lonnie, you said you had an agenda, and then we can move on to the main topic.
Shit, what was my agenda?
I have no idea.
What was my agenda? Did I write it down? Oh, I mean, I can just use next week's. Because I watched this episode of Tower of God, and the pace was faster than what I expected it to be. I thought what was gonna happen next week happened this week. Yeah. So I did like the unhealthy thing again. Like I binged Tower of God, like how I binged Berserk. It wasn't as bad, I guess, for the whole mental thing. But no, Tower of God is officially I have because I updated my list. Right now it's number 8. So, and I'm still catching up. I'm like 50 more chapters, so I'm fully caught up.
He's
And
ahead
yeah,
of me now, I think. Maybe he might be ahead of me.
yeah, but yeah, right now it's in number 8 all time for me. I get why they call it the One Piece of manhwa. How do I describe? Because they have so many things, they have so many elements in story writing that I just love, and how every tower is basically the size of a country. Like every level of the tower is the size of a country, and there's 135, and just the diversity of the characters, how people use the powers, the factions, everything about that. It's just so diverse and so interesting and so much in depth that yeah, I just fell in love with the story, and I just couldn't put it down. I love so many of the characters. I love so many of the designs, so many of the different power systems, and just how big the world is. I do have some gripes with it, like the way they explain things, especially in the beginning, like the first part, all of the first part, and a good chunk of the second. I just started Googling shit. I'm not gonna lie to you. I just started Googling, like, all right, what does this mean? What is this faction exactly? And like once I did that, I enjoyed it. Was a lot smoother of a read. So maybe that should be a knock on it compared to One Piece, because One Piece I feel like they do explain things a little bit better. Explanation is probably the hardest thing when it comes to Tower of God, but just in terms of like the overall story though, it's a masterpiece in the making. And the fact that it's still going, I don't know when it's gonna stop. I don't think it's gonna stop anytime soon, to be honest.
Yeah, they're nowhere close to
We're nowhere close to the end. So, and what it's probably, I think right now it's around like 700, 800 chapters. So it's gonna definitely hit the 1000s before it's all. It's probably gonna have like 1400 chapters, to be honest. So yeah, if you need something similar to One Piece in terms of like big worlds and big things to dive into, Tower of God is it. And yeah, just I feel like it's going to take over, especially if you've seen like the latest episodes. They're going crazy, and it's only going to get better and better. And yeah, Bam is him. He's probably going to end up being in one of my top 10 MCs too.
Yeah, Bam is the truth. If you guys ever want like a dedicated stream for us to talk about Tower of God or any series, to be honest, we could have a dedicated stream for Naruto, to be honest, when Random fully catches up. Let us know. We may put that on the bucket list of things to do potentially for content. But yeah, Tower of God's fantastic. I'm glad that we got more people. Miles is reading Tower of God as well. J Rob, I think he's starting to dive into it. And the Tower of God's anime really now officially like starting. I haven't been like this excited for an anime since like Naruto, Bleach, and One Piece. Like the journey of Tower of God that people are about to go on it's going to be one of them ones. That's why I was so ready to say that 2020 will be the decade of Tower of God. I was so confident to say that. So yeah, Tower of God, and the anime is looking pristine too. It's looking good. It's looking good. So Tower of God is the truth. And even the first season, Maponzu, the first season was just like not even a taste of what Tower of God is really going to be about. So,
like, you know what's good? Because there's this one point where I just paused and laughed. I was like, "There's no way that the story is this fucking good. Like, there's no way the story is this good." I think like what really gets me, what really hooks me, is like the challenges between the floors, like how you have to progress to the floors. It's almost like Hunger Game-ish, or like just like in terms of things, like not to spoil. So there's this one floor, and I'm not gonna say what part it is, but to even get to the final test to progress through the floor, there's like this gun game where it's like you get like 2 bullets, and if you shoot someone with like a light bullet, then like they get to teleport to the final stage. If you shoot them with a death one, then they don't. But you can also shoot your teammates, and there's ways to like, and you can't drop your gun ever. And it's like all these interesting little games and like all these interesting little challenges. Like one time they had to go into a flower to get. They had to go into like a big monster because there was like a flower that grows inside the monster. They had to like to retrieve the flower, and that's how they passed the stages. There's all types of crazy stages and like different events throughout the story that just makes it so interesting and puts all these different twists and like mind games and things like that just make the story even more interesting, because it's like there's always like different conditions and different situations that they're put in, and it doesn't get repetitive because they're always in a different type of situation. So, and then of course the war and all types of there's just so much that happens.
Yeah, and I always like it, especially for like action series, that you understand what levels that Bam has to reach. Right, he starts off as like a nobody in the very beginning who has potential. Then he becomes a Thug Slayer, but there are so many people that's stronger. He's not an OP protagonist by any means. There's so many people who are stronger than him. Then you get to see the strength of Slayers. Then you get to see the strength of like masters of the Slayers. Then the lead bosses. Then you get to see the strength of the family heads, and even like what it's going to take for Bam to reach the King of Jihad is going to be crazy. And apparently there's 2 characters relative, if not stronger than Jihad. So
yeah, because from what I read, Jihad right now, who's like supposed to be the main big bad, he's like the 3rd strongest in the tower. He's number 3. So it's like,
yeah, it's Tower of God is going to be great. And I don't even think like the rankings depicts who's stronger. I think it's really based off achievements, because Jihad is just the guy who conquered the tower. So there's it's
imagine what you have to do to beat the conqueror of the tower, because the tower is basically the world. So how do you accomplish more than the person that conquered the world? That's some crazy shit. So
yeah. Rewatching the anime, and I'll leave it off this, and then we'll move on to the main topic. It made me appreciate what is his name? Is it Jin Won? The blonde hair guy in the season 2 of the anime. It made me you made me appreciate him, and you know kind of some things about him and certain people related to him and how fire that is. I'm sure
we ain't gonna get into it. We ain't gonna get into it.
Yeah, we ain't gonna get into it. But it makes me appreciate him rewatching the anime, because like I'm excited when he returns back to the story, because I'm excited to see like if he is going to accomplish his dream. Because in One Piece, like Luffy wants to become the king of the pirates. Bam is not that type of character, but he is that type of character. He wants to conquer the tower and change it. So you got this interesting dynamic where we have another character who's a side, but he's an important side character that has this goal that's going to change the tower. But you have Bam, who's like this irregular that is like it's beyond comprehension what he can do. So there's so many things that the Tower of God is going to be cooking with for sure.
Yeah, Maponza, when I just said the tower is the world, I just meant like in terms of like what the main story revolves around. Like we all know that like Bam comes from outside the tower, other irregulars come from outside the tower and things like that, and that's why they have the ability to do the things that they can do. But no, like there's just so much information and so much to the story that Yeah, it's just a great read.
Yeah. The only thing I will say too is Bam is one of those characters that I think no ship makes sense for him. There's not a single one. Even the Endorsey fans, I don't think Endorsey makes sense for him at all. So I think Bam, I mean, it's probably Rachel. At the end of the day, we might hate Rachel, but
I'll crash out, Riddell. I'll crash out.
They're not going to end up together, but the story's going to end with their not end, but one of the final story pieces is the confrontation between the two to find out the resolve.
And he better whoop that. Never mind.
He's not going to beat her, but after learning more about Rachel, you're interested to see who Rachel really is now.
Yeah, I am. I'd always thought Rachel's a very interesting character. She's like the ultimate toxic gaslighting person. So yeah, I want to know more about her. I'm not a fan of her though. I'm not a fan.
Sure.
She's not like Makima, where like it's like I'm still a fan of her toxicity. Like no, Rachel, I'm not a fan of. I'll never be a fan of Rachel.
Gotta find out why she did what she did.
Because at the end of the day, her toxicity comes from a place of weakness, not from a place of strength. And we villains, we don't respect toxicity from weakness. We don't respect the strength. So
all right. Well, let's dive into the main topic, which should be very interesting. Let's get right to it.
I was gonna say real quick, didn't Random have to crash out about Lore Olympus since he finished?
I thought he said. Well, did you say you were doing it this week? I thought you said you were doing it.
I can do it next week.
Yeah,
Gilbert Arenas gonna take all my time this week. It's fine.
Yeah, just do your Gilbert Arenas for the after show. You know, you can go ahead and cook them. But
that could be the Let's Get Negative. So
probably won't do Let's Get Negative for this week. But if you after show topics, I'll say for like non-anime topics. So Random can do what he gotta do. But let's dive into this bracket here. So the goal of the bracket, and can you zoom in, Santo, for this? I think there's a zoom. All right, and then you should be able to click that little arrow on the bottom left to close the side. Bottom left, bottom left.
That one?
Click it. Yep, collapse it. Yeah.
There you go.
Can you and try to make sure you can use the bracket? Because I don't know if you can actually. I forget.
Yeah.
No, I don't think you can. Hold on.
What do you mean?
Oh, he can't choose the who moves on, right?
Yeah. Can you sign it? Go ahead, sign. I'm gonna explain how it works, but sign into the Bracket HQ account. It's just the BSS sign in. So hop off it and then sign in. But I'll explain what we're doing. So
hold on.
All right. So basically, what we're doing today is we're going to be doing a tournament bracket, talking about main characters and when they use their iconic ability. Right. This is kind of in celebration of Yuji finally getting domain expansion, and we're talking about like the situation for them to use it, the build up to use it. We won't really focus on like what the ability is and like what it does, because obviously we don't know what Yuji's does, but the build up to it, the moment when it finally happened and he finally used it, we're really going to be focusing on that. There's a lot of examples such as Goku using Kamehameha for the first time, Naruto using Rasengan for the first time, Ichigo using Bankai for the first time. These are on the bracket, and we'll decide which one we think executed this the best. So we'll get to that when Santo gets brings it up. But any questions?
No, but I just know some are way better than some others, so this might get nasty.
Yeah. Someone has been saying in the comments like Yuji getting domain expansion, me saying that is a spoiler. But it is, but we all knew Yuji was getting a domain expansion. So I'm like,
how's a spoiler if it came out Sunday?
No. The fact that like manga spoilers, right? So it is a manga spoiler that it happened, but this is something we knew was going to happen. So I don't really feel bad.
I'll say this because I'm not the villain on here. I don't give a damn if it's a manga spoiler. If it officially came out Sunday, So if you don't have the time, because guess what? I read most of my manga when I'm sitting on the toilet. That's when I catch up on a lot of my shit. So if you, no pun intended. So if you can't catch up, that is not my fault.
Oh
I'm
my
not,
god.
I'm not gonna hold back my knowledge for your ignorance. I'm not gonna do that. No offense, but yeah, if something happens, if it's like scans and stuff like that, yeah, we might do a special and like we might say spoilers and stuff like that. But if it's like an official chapter, we talk about this shit every week. So if you can't keep up, that's on you. Because it takes me like 10 minutes to read a chapter. If you can't do that once a week, don't blame me.
I mean, it was mostly the people who see our clips.
Fuck them.
Oh man.
Leave
Say
our
it to
fans
my
out of
face.
this, bro.
Say it to my face.
Leave
You got
our fans out of this.
so I can spit in it.
Spit in the Yo, Lonnie's gonna cause us to get in trouble if we ever.
Woohoo! I want all the problems. No, I don't.
Oh man. About to go to a convention. Oh, shout
Don't
out
listen to
DreamCon,
Lonnie,
by
bro.
the way.
Do not listen to him. He does not speak for us.
For sure. Shout out DreamCon, by the way. I know that happened recently. Heard some good things about that. Maybe one day. I know our boy Blake was over there. So
Yeah, shout out Blake. I heard that there was like this one weird loser streamer who I guess he didn't know it was an anime convention, and so he went up to like a bunch of random people like making fun of them and stuff like that. Like a convention, a convention one is about community. A convention by itself, anime convention is definitely about anime community. So if you see everyone in anime outfits and stuff like that, and you're like making fun of, like he went up to vendors booths saying like, "Oh, why would they buy this?" And this is like a famous streamer. He's like, "Why would people ever buy this shit?" Like,
yeah, I saw that. That was cringe. I mean, like, people are over here to have fun. Now, I did hear one other guy comment saying that DreamCon is now more of like a clout location where people just come to see like their favorite creators, whether it's AMP, RDC, and just try to network. I heard that criticism from someone.
yeah, like there's a lot of creators and like even small creators that like, because I always try to figure out who's gonna be like the next up and coming. Even like small creators that have less followers than even we do. They were out there trying to network and things like that. So it's definitely a place for that, I guess. Because I saw like, yeah, I saw some very small creators that have like this maybe a few hundred. They're taking pictures with people that have millions and stuff like that, and doing content with people with millions. So hey, maybe next year we should try to do that. See what that's about.
I'm not a social person, so I'm not good for that. So I need someone else to carry. I'll do business, but I'll like.
Yeah, I'm sorry if Rennie Goddess is going random. You know, me, you, and J Rob, we got to do it for the culture.
It's like we would.
Never mind. I think I will handle all the business for later.
Oh my god, bro! Let us cook.
I'll let y'all have fun. I'll handle the.
We'll have fun. All right.
Oh yeah. I think it's best for me. Ty will be with me. We can both handle the business, man. Well, maybe one of these days we'll see our boy King Lion too, man.
By the way,
volume 26 of Hustle. We'll be hawking that thing there, man.
Real. By the way,
It'll be like some drug deals too.
I started Lore Olympics.
Yeah.
Out of episode 5.
Start free ring. Lock in, Ty.
Oh, did you ever read Lore Olympus like you were supposed to?
Randomly.
No, remember
Yeah, I said I'm episode 5.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
They have adult events too. What does that mean, Sauce?
Oh, so like I can answer.
What does adult events mean?
So my girl goes to anime conventions all the time. She's going to the one in DC. I just didn't have the time to. She's going to the one this weekend, and they have like anime burlesque shows and things like that. They have
what does that mean?
So it's like, do you know what a burlesque show is?
No, that's why I asked.
It's kind of like an exotic dancer show or whatever. Like it's like the 1950 version of like a exotic dancer. Like so, it's like choreography type stuff, but it's like anime themed. And then they also have like adult AMV competitions there. So it's like there was like a funny JoJo one.
AMV, what?
Yeah. So it's like
too many questions, Rodell.
Yeah. So like they just have adult themed anime content and anime events and stuff like that. So hey, anime conventions, especially at night, they get weird. Like some of the weirdest, craziest stories you ever hear are from anime conventions. Like they get crazy.
I am a man of strength now, so I can't indulge in such promiscuous events. But
Yeah, I'm not. I'm with all the events.
We right there too.
Yeah, I'm just saying I'm with all.
But if any time
Riddell does not speak for most of us.
I'm just saying, yeah.
But if I ever do fall to temptation, you guys will never know. So,
Yeah.
Riddell,
Hey,
let me see you do it.
Brandon, we're gonna be at DreamCon. We're gonna see him being like literally carried away by like a S Death in Americo and a Princess Ibana. Like, oh yeah, okay,
Bro.
can't blame him.
I'm gonna be pissed if Princess Ibana carries him away. That's one of my goats, bro.
Random's gonna be like, it should have been me.
It should have been me.
I mean, I'm the ultimate wingman, so I can hook you up, man.
Man, Ibana.
I have a good wingman record.
Ibana.
All right, we ready? All right.
Protect her at all costs.
Popping up. Oh, there we go. All right, Santo, can you use it now?
Yeah, I should
Shout out
be.
to Shar for
Should be
finally
good now.
watching Kami Got Killed. She knows why SF is mommy.
All right, can you zoom in so we can see it better?
Yeah.
Okay.
Here we go.
All right.
And this is just the first time they've done it, right?
The first time they used the technique. First matchup is Ichigo using Bankai for the first time against Byakuya, or Shiro using Unlimited Blade Works against Gilgamesh and Fate Stay Night.
Ichigo Bankai, easy.
Yeah, very easy.
Easy.
Not even-
I haven't seen.
That's like
I
one of the most
Like, it's a
iconic
watch.
anime manga moments of all time.
Oh, for sure.
It's on the Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Ichigo Bankai. Lonnie says Ichigo Bankai. Anybody disagree?
I will Ichigo.
I have to go Shiro because I haven't seen Bleach.
Fair. Okay. Majority wins.
That is a super hot take.
The
That is a
design. I'm not mad at you
No,
saying
the
that.
design I'm not mad at, but I'm just saying like just the moment that Fullbringer arc, like when he uses Bankai, that's better than the first one.
Yeah, are you talking about the design or the moment? Because the moment for sure.
Because the design, I'll give it to you on the design. The design is crazy, but the moment when he uses Bankai, I don't know.
Yeah. All right. Next matchup. When Yusuke uses Spirit Gun for the first time, or Lelouch using Gios.
Lelouch.
Let me say Lelouch too.
I'll say Spirit Gun because Lelouch, we see it like in the
Yeah.
first episode, right? Like the end of the first episode. It wasn't.
Yeah, but it popped up and it came out of nowhere.
Yeah, no, not that it wasn't crazy, but like Yusuke Spirit Gun, I think was just a little bit more build up.
I ain't mad at it. Also, Ichigo using Getsuga Tensho, that's not on the list. Nobody said in Discord that I wasn't thinking about it either. So make sure you guys join.
I'm not mad at Lelouch either, but because Lelouch is him.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Lelouch. 2 Lelouch, 1 Yusuke. Santo, random. What you'll say?
I'm gonna say Yusuke.
I got Lelouch.
I'm gonna say Yusuke.
Okay, that's 3-2 Lelouch.
How y'all feel about the new Kogias, by the way, guys?
That doesn't exist. Why do you keep on mentioning stuff that doesn't exist?
I'm gonna watch I might make a whole.
We should
complete
make a whole
review for you.
J Rob's dealing with some family issues, guys. That's why he's not here, but he should be here. He should be back soon.
Don't worry. If J-Rob ever quit, we'll blast him like, nah, but no, I'm gonna stop.
No, his name's J Rob's name's on the paperwork. He's in this for life.
Oh man, I was about to be so nasty, but nah, let me chill.
He just has to take a small hiatus.
Next we got Meliodas using full counter and Hiei using Darkness Flame. I think this is easy. Hiei.
What do you have? Because I have Hiei.
Easy Hiei.
I agree.
Hiei is also like I think my favorite character.
I have Hiei as well.
With the Dragness of the Darkness Flame, he's been trying to do that for a minute. And when he finally used it, he used it the first time in the Dark Tournament, right?
Yeah, he is my favorite character from Yu Yu Hakusho. I can't go against him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. Easy Hiei. All right.
Respect Kuwabara.
Kuwabara.
I hope you heard that silence, Santo. I hope you heard the silence.
I literally looked up for my meal.
Like, what the fuck?
I got Yuji.
Hey, respect Kuwabara.
Okay, all right. Let's talk about this. So next we got Yuji using domain expansion and Naruto using Rasengan. I feel like this is going to be a bit of a conversation.
It is a bit of a conversation. It is.
So which one was better? Explain, Ty. Explain why you use domain expansion.
I don't think so. One, I think Yuji. Okay, let's start here. Do y'all think Yuji domain expansion was more impactful than Naruto's Rasengan? I think it's more impactful. It is in the climax of the story. Insane.
Impactful is different from what's greater, because Yuji's is more impactful.
No, I wasn't just that wasn't my only point. I'm just asking. I'm trying to figure out how many we're gonna agree on. Do we think it's more impactful? Was the first one?
Yeah, let Ty cook.
I'll say it's more impactful.
Well, I mean, it's hard for me to say that because Naruto's Rasengan
Kabuto
is the precipice of literally all his jutsu moving.
But also at the same time, because if we're talking about moments, you know, while you're looking away, Ty, because if Kabuto kills Tsunade,
Tsunade's dead.
I have a question for y'all. How did he stop Kabuto?
Rasengan?
No, but like,
he stopped it with his head while he was building. Then he started building.
No. I know, but I'm asking, like, how did he do that though?
What do you mean?
He grabbed it, didn't he? Didn't he grab it?
I mean, he stabbed his kunai through his hand.
I know how it literally happened. I'm like, from like a consistency standpoint, wasn't Kabuto like close to like Kakashi's level? Like, how did he even do that?
Oh, the power grab.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there we go. Okay. How did he do that?
Sukuna doesn't have a power gap against you.
Hold on a second. Well, one, it's actually explained to us that he's getting weaker.
Yeah, he's getting weaker, but he's still stronger than
everything with Sukuna happened. It's been explained. So
I'm not saying it hasn't, but I'm just saying we're just talking about kunai. We're just talking about kunai stab.
I'm just asking. I think you could have pulled that off on like a Kakashi, for example. I don't think so.
I mean,
if it's a surprise attack, he didn't think. What were you saying, Sato?
You can also say
wasn't
that
fighting
Kabuto was
Tsunade the
talking
whole
in that
time as
moment.
well.
Yeah, I mean, Naruto was a throw-in in the fight. Like, Tsunade and Kabuto were fighting. Kabuto was actually doing a lot against Tsunade, too.
She didn't do much to him because of blood, and she, like, really freaked out. So, like, first he messed up her senses. So she messed up his senses, and he still got on her ass. And then the blood, she was out of commission. So, like, she didn't really do nothing to him. So that was, like, a pretty fresh Kabuto. I'm like, how the fuck did Naruto pull that off?
Oh, because it was more of a surprise thing. It was a surprise thing. It was definitely a surprise attack. He wasn't expecting.
He was feeling himself. He was like, "Yeah, I got you. Yeah." He was.
Wait.
He wasn't worried about Naruto.
No. He punched Naruto in the forehead. I punched Naruto. Somehow tanked that shit to the forehead, and then he tried to stab Naruto. He wasn't surprised.
No, we know Naruto can tank hella shit. We know Naruto.
That's not. So I brought that up to say that he wasn't surprised. Like, he wasn't.
For an attack, for Naruto to use an attack like that, yeah, I think it was.
What I'm saying is,
you don't think it was a surprise attack? Is that what you're saying? It wasn't
a surprise. That's what I'm saying.
I'm saying it was a surprise that he even used in a jutsu that powerful. That's what I'm saying. So,
I mean, plot definitely helped, but at the same time, what's a greater moment? The fact that he saved Tsunade with that headbutt, he grabbed the kunai, he wouldn't let it go. He's like, "Yo, you're not gonna do this." Shadow clone, build the Rasengan right to the gut. Because remember, he was also cool with Kabuto. Kabuto betrayed him and his trust, so that was also a get back too. So, you know what? Let Random talk since he just watched all this.
Oh, true. True.
So my question is, Yuji's about to do this on the main bad guy of the series. I can kind of see what Ty is saying. Like, if Naruto did this to Madara for the first time or somebody stronger, is that what you're kind of trying to say, Ty? That he's doing it on the...
That's just my first point. I'm just trying to see. I'm trying to go.
So that's what I'm thinking. I think he's looking at the degree of difficulty here. One Sukuna.
I'm not looking at the great. I'm just looking at what's a better moment. What's a greater moment? What made me more hype?
Bro.
So I think it's a bit unfair because I was saying one point that I brought up, and I'm actually going to take that point away, is because I said it's the precipice of all the rest of his jutsu, but it's unfair to use that as a means to highlight
we just
the moment. Yeah, we have to only talk about the lead up to the moment and the moment itself.
I'm with Ty. This is better.
I'm actually thinking. I really do like the Naruto Rasengan moment, though. I feel like I like the moment.
Also, Kabuto is trying to kill Naruto. So like Sweat Sauce, I'm sorry, he wasn't cocky. He literally says when Naruto gets him to try to fight, he says that cocky that I told you that kind of stuff will get you killed. And he's charging him with a kunai. So he wasn't cocky, he wasn't holding back. He was trying to kill Naruto, and Naruto somehow pulled this off.
Well, he stabbed his own hand. I don't think Kabuto would think that like, oh, Naruto's gonna mutilate himself to stop this kunai, because that's objectively kind of crazy. He's like, wait, if someone's just coming to stab me, I'm not gonna. If I'm trying to stab someone, I'm not gonna think, oh, they're gonna like use their hand to like pierce the blade to stop. Like that's crazy. That's crazy.
No, I understand that, but I'm just saying from the level, like how we know, like the difference they showed us between Genin and Jonin was massive. Like Kabuto was like on that level. To me, like I couldn't imagine putting something on Kakashi, for example. I couldn't see it.
I feel like with like if you underestimate your opponent, you can get a window. Like if they actually fought, Kabuto would no diff Naruto for sure. But I feel like surprise moment because you're underestimating your opponent. I think it's valid. Also, I'm thinking too, like for the moment of Naruto and the Rasengan and Yuji and Sukuna and the domain expansion, I felt more tension between the Naruto and Kabuto moment in comparison because Yuji just kind of pulled it out, whereas I felt like, from my memory at the very least, for the Naruto and Kabuto situation, like both of them were surprises, but obviously Tsunade is not doing anything. He got his hand stabbed. He didn't know what to do. Okay, it's time to pull it out and to change the course of the situation. Whereas Yuji, like obviously it's in the midst of Jacob's Ladder. Everything kind of fell into place. And then all of a sudden he finally does it. Like this is just an unexpected unexpected moment for him to pull it out. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't expect him to do it. So the tension wasn't as high in comparison.
I'll say this. I don't think that Kabuto was holding back or underestimating him. So at first I'm looking at it, he was like, Naruto, like he knocked him down 3 times, and then Naruto first time he knocked him down, it was like, nigga, you like, I remember your card I have, you trash, blah blah blah. He knocks Naruto down again. He gets up. He's like, yo, he got up again. And then the third time, that's when he gets a kunai because that's when he's.
Well, you just said it. You just said it the first time. He read his card saying that you're trash.
I'm not relying on it. Listen, what I'm saying. The escalation. I hit you away. You ain't shit. You got up again. I hit you away again. Then he got up again. Then he got out a knife to try to stab. He's like, okay, you won't go. I'm gonna get a knife out to stab you.
Yeah, but he still thinks that he's trash. Doesn't mean he thinks that he's better.
I'm saying there's an escalation that he's not underestimating anymore. First, if I do a petty slap of you, that means I'm underestimating. Now I'm trying to get a knife and stab you. That's still underestimating.
He's just trying to put him down. It doesn't mean that he thinks he's a threat or anything like that.
That's the point, though. That his intent is to kill him. What I'm saying is, I don't think that he was as underestimated as y'all think. I think that he was trying to take him out. Like.
Yeah, I think you can try to take someone out, but still underestimate them, though.
Yeah, I don't think he's going full on like, oh, what's my best move to like? Because if he was going all out, he would have used the medical blade against him. He wouldn't have used the kunai.
I hear that, but I guess what I'm saying is like, again, we were shown that he is in somewhere compared to Kashi. I think if Kashi tried to kill him in this, like I think Naruto just dies. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's a little off to me. A little off to me. It's off, but.
There.
I love the moment, but I don't think the impact's there. I don't think that it's as consistent. Now again, we have to get more information on Yuji domain expansion. I think that it builds this mystery of like why he's in his body. Like I feel like it's happening in the climax of the story, so we're gonna get like wrap up the story of JJK. It's just I don't even really see like how they're comparable. If I'm being honest, I don't.
Well, I don't see how it's comparable. I don't see how it's comparable in the Naruto side.
That has the Naruto tag on it. Like what?
Because if he doesn't stop, because he also stops the punch and everything like that.
Okay.
For Tsunade, if Kabuto ends up killing Tsunade, Rock Lee's legs don't get fixed.
Okay.
Sasuke's still fucked up from the Tsukiyomi. Kakashi's still fucked up from the Tsukiyomi. They still don't have a Hokage. So yeah, that whole moment is still just as monumentous because without Naruto trying to stop Kabuto kills Tsunade, and then what? Four of the main people in that time are like messed up. The Leaf doesn't have a leader. Like they're kind of screwed.
I mean, but like the reason why I don't think that's even comparable is because in theory the Leaf Bush can still bounce back. If Yuji, like bro, Sukuna's got his RCT back. If Yuji doesn't do this, he literally said, "I'm going to kill everybody here. Everybody's gone." The story, like
the way they bounce back is that Danzo's now the Hokage.
The Jujutsu Sorcerer World is gone. It is gone. And it's nothing else. This is literally a last effort to save the world.
I mean, at the same time, we're comparing like something at Endgame versus something that's like in the middle of the story.
But the point is, you say you think it's just as monumental. I'm like, I don't think so. For this reason, I don't think it is.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm thinking about it like critically,
also
I would say the impact of like the domain expansion, obviously the intrigue and the mystery behind its use, I think that 100% goes to Yuji's moment. I still feel like the emotion and the tension for me goes to the Naruto moment, but which one matters more in this situation? I'm low key leaning Yuji, but I'm not sure. Let's get some votes. Ty said Yuji. Lonnie, Naruto?
I'm still saying Naruto. Not that it's not like a great moment or that's not close or relative to each other. I'm just going to go Naruto.
Okay, random.
It's really tough, but I'm going Yuji.
Santo.
Ty sold me.
I'm going Naruto.
Damn it. Okay. Now I gotta pick.
He was hoping we'd bail his ass out.
Yeah, I didn't know what to pick. Okay.
Now you don't know.
I do. Hey, they both have things over each other.
You made a great case, Ty, but I just feel like
I mean,
I'm basically doing these like, what hit harder? What hit harder? Bankai moment is one of the top 4 or 5 moments in anime manga history to me.
Leon, you really think Gege would give Yuji a trash domain?
The main character gets a trash domain?
You really think so?
Okay, let me think.
You know how angry we would be next week?
Also, we're saying the moment they used it. So like,
yeah,
we're going off what we know. We can't say
if we're just looking at the moment, then like at the ending moment is him using the domain. It's
I'm just responding to that specific comment of like, well, it could be trash, so let's pick Naruto. Like, no.
I really don't know.
Why would he give Yuji a trash domain, especially when everything is on the line?
And not only that, bro, like I could easily say, what if it's great? Then what? Like we can't go off of like
what's the best thing you've ever seen?
Be.
Hey,
I can say it could be the greatest domain
You're
ever.
not going to pull Siri and flip a coin. No,
just pick one.
I'm literally dead.
Just pick Naruto, bro. Come on,
I'm dead right in the middle. I didn't even pick a Tails or. Oh my goodness, yo,
think about it, right? I think what it's gonna like.
Actually, chat. How about the chat decide? Did chat decide for Riddell?
No, we're not bailing Riddell out. No. We're not bailing him out.
This also, one he got to pick by himself.
Think about this from the disrespect. Think about the mystery builds behind Sukuna. Like he's in Yuji's body. That's fucking crazy. Like that. We ain't never seen.
Think about the moment, though. Think about the moment for Naruto. Think of what that meant. All the training he did to learn Rasengan, the encounter he had with Tsunade, the betrayal from Kabuto.
Yuji doesn't do this to world.
The foreshadowing of that being his dad's technique, like all of that.
I'm literally not gaslighting.
Bro, all right. I'm gonna put it like this. Since usually I favor like the writing over the feeling, I'm gonna have to go Yuji's domain expansion.
Disgusting.
I'm gonna.
What an upset in the first round, Ty.
Shame on
what
you.
an upset.
Honor on you.
People are throwing away their betting slips to perfect brackets.
I didn't want to
upset.
I didn't want to do it, but
even the rest pissed.
You should be ashamed of yourself.
Don't be ashamed, man.
No, be ashamed.
Because it's my thing, right?
Just for that, I hope Leon's right. I hope his domain expansion is trash.
Listen.
How fucking mad we would be next week.
Listen, the only reason I brought that Kabuto thing because like we're splitting hairs. We have to be, we got two good moments. You have to split hairs.
Wait, before I submit it, Radell, are you sure?
Yeah, I'm slightly leaning Yuji's domain expansion.
Yeah, this is
even though I'm not even really a Yuji fan, but I have to be honest, man. I have to be honest. All right. Next, Sasuke unlocking the 3 Tome against Naruto or Saitama's serious punch against
Saitama's serious punch.
I think I got Sasuke.
Saitama.
Oh,
that's the first time Saitama decided to do anything seriously. It's the whole story. My boy was just trolling.
But Sasuke unlocking his 3 Tome,
yeah,
and it's dope as hell to me. Like I'm the Naruto stan. It was dope as hell to me, but the serious punch was like the climax of the story. That wasn't the climax of that fight. It wasn't even the second greatest moment of that fight.
But you know what though? I think if you want to talk about like I think the reason why I like that 3 Tome Sasuke so much is because we got like to get that moment, we got Naruto's confession of how he feels about Sasuke, about like I view you as a brother, like this is why I'm fighting so hard to save you, and then Sasuke accepting Naruto and respecting him, and then like they're in the fucking final valley, they're reincarnated. It's like in hindsight, that fight, like that moment in hindsight is crazy because you have the connection with Hashirama and Madara. You have Naruto accepting the brotherhood that they have, which is literally them as reincarnated brothers. Like that to me is better than Naruto Rasengan from a writing perspective.
Is it fair to use hindsight in this bracket?
Well,
no, we can't. We have to be.
That's fine. But the thing about it is, to me, well, I mean, you brought up like the foreshadowing for that's his dad's.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm going back. I'm like,
yeah, I think to me,
in the fight itself, that's just like in the first quarter of the fight, because it's the first turning point because Sasuke gets the edge and it's like the whole understanding between them. But then we get the other side of it when Naruto starts to get mad, and then the Nine-Tailed Fox comes out, and then eventually the tail comes out, and then Sasuke's curse steel fully comes out to stage 2. And then they had the final clash where they really understand each other's feelings and things like that. So, like, arguably, you could say that the Tome part is like the third most important part of the fight.
Well, no, that's when the Sasuke officially recognized Naruto.
I'm saying it is. But I'm saying like then
the first time that Sasuke recognizes in the series, and I get this is my thing. This is why I think you can't. I think build up, and hindsight are good just because. Okay. You can't. It's hard to separate the build up to that moment and then what happened, the after effects with like from the moment itself. So like I don't know.
I just wanted to be fair to Yuji's domain expansions because we can't do hindsight. It just came out. So
yeah, but I mean I think with this, I think I got Sasuke.
Yeah, and also like we recognize that 3 Tome Sharingan is like the power of what it means because like Itachi is the one that has it, and so does Kakashi. We realize that Sasuke had to get there. That's been the thing that ever since he unlocked his Sharingan, that's the level he has to get there to start approaching his brother. And the moment he did achieve that and the way he achieved that in that situation, that's the first step of Sasuke becoming not close to his brother, but going officially like stepping onto the path to go up against his brother. So the 3 Tome it was literally the start of Sasuke's like story arc, to be honest.
And I think that the biggest part of Naruto is understanding people, and that is literally when they're like not exactly on the same page, but they're reaching a greater understanding. That shit will speak.
All right. Well, we have 2, me and Ty say Sasuke. We have Santo and Lonnie say Saitama. Random, you're the tiebreaker. And you just rewatched Sasuke Retrieval.
Come on, Ran. We need you.
You're just calling him Ran?
Yep.
W nickname.
We should lose just for that.
Hey, stop being like that, Ronald. Stop it.
There are no they're winners or losers.
How dare you? How dare?
Aren't we all winners?
Facts. All right, Random.
Nobody winning like Dominic Mysterio is right now. Nobody winning like him.
Life is not fair.
So obviously everything that Ty just said. If you're looking at when Saitama does his first serious punch, obviously Boros is attacking, and I actually really like that arc in the One Punch Man manga. Even though I think the toughest part is if more S ranks were in danger, I'd probably pick it, even though Boris was the first person for Saitama to actually feel like whether or not he's the first really great opponent or the first person he ever thought like I should actually try. I think the fact that moment that he was actually serious for once, and even though when you look at it in hindsight, Saitama was just toying with him. But I'm siding with Riddell and Ty. It's the acknowledgement. The moment hits, and when I understand it's trying real hard for hindsight, but even when you're watching the fight, you're like, well, this is awesome, but Saitama's not like in danger. Like he's never in danger. This is just you're just meeting the first opponent that could take more than one punch from him.
You know what, Randall? And that was one of the first time Mr. Moody Pants wasn't moody.
Too fair.
Look at that.
I'm gonna make a shirt of that.
Calm and collected after he got that.
I'm gonna make a shirt of that once the apparel comes in.
You know what I'm saying?
All right. All right. Next matchup, we got Yami using Dimension Slash against Veto, or Vegeta using Final Flash against Cell.
Oh my god, this is.
That's when he say the Black Bulls? I think that time.
Yeah,
yes,
underwater in the underwater temple.
Oh man,
the Final Flash is maybe my favorite move in Dragon Ball Z. It's just every time Vegeta gets that shit's heat.
You know what?
From the stance to the problem is that shit ain't. That's the best looking attack that doesn't kill anybody.
It doesn't do anything. It doesn't do
shit.
I'm happy, but I'm happy it didn't work though.
Oh yeah, obviously, yeah.
I know, obviously, but bruh, if you don't use that on Black Frieza and kill him, if you don't use that on him and kill him,
he needs to. I think he needs to kill. Aside, no, he needs to kill Frieza. He needs to be the one. I'm happy that he did kill him in Resurrection of F, because if he came back, because after Vegeta did it'd been kind of weird. Looking in hindsight, but now Vegeta definitely got a Pac-Man with that move.
Kai,
we probably I think more Vegeta here.
Kai, I agree with you that Final Flash is better, but we're talking about the first time they did it. Like Goku's Kamehameha in the Tournament of Power is the cleanest Kamehameha Goku has ever done and will probably ever do. He surfed, he grinded the power. He grinded it in UI.
Instant transmission Kameo wave on Cell.
No way.
I like that. I like that move, but I'm gonna go
Vegeta right here.
We'll talk about.
I really like Vegeta's Final Flash, but Yami pulling up out of nowhere, just walking down, and then his blade is covered in dark magic, and the moment there when Veto's about to explode and like kill everybody after everything they've been through, and he just told everybody, step aside, you did good enough, and he pulls it out, and then the moment he did the slash and and I'm obviously going based off the anime because I saw it the first time in the anime, the slash and how cleanly he cut Veto in half in that moment, it was clean, bro. Yami in that moment, that pull up, that walk, that moment. Oh man, I'm going Yami.
I love both of them. By the way, where the fuck was Yami at while everybody was fighting for their lives again?
He was trapped in another dimension.
So he cut out a dimension, pulled.
Yeah, he cut it out.
Oh. Look. I hate it. I fucking hate it. I'm only picking Yami's because it worked. Because it worked.
But you can't lie and say that for him saying like, "Dang, you curse you, Vegeta." Just kidding. I can regenerate.
That shit, it was good. It was good.
Just kidding. You forgot I can regenerate. That's hilarious.
But we've already seen Cell regenerate before.
No, that's his first time.
Did he not regenerate when he fought Piccolo?
He did. He regenerated his arm.
When he fought Piccolo in the town?
He did.
Yeah, so that's why. Because when I saw it, I was like, "Oh shit, he's gonna come back."
But you know what though? But you know what though? I think that it might be the difference is because we had what did he regenerate when he fought Piccolo? Because we had never seen.
I think it was just his arm.
Yeah, exactly. Like his whole side, that was like the next level regeneration because neck is only can regenerate like limbs. He regenerated his arm, his shoulder, his freaking waist, his rib cage. Like that's some crazy shit.
By the way, that's Final Flash.
That's probably why they thought it was gonna work.
that final flash that just disappeared into the ether, that is a Dragon Ball Revenge Granola Volume 2 story waiting to happen.
You talking about it went out and blew
When it goes on this, bro, every time I throw an attack at Budokai, I'm like, I'm killing somebody with this.
Oh, for sure.
man.
Someone's
Like,
getting
that's just a ton of freaking revenge arcs just out there. Like
That was honestly, you can honestly say that was like the beginning of his character development. When that attack didn't work, he was never the same.
true.
So
So
when he
he's
woke up after
right.
Cell knocked him out, he was never the same.
So me and Random got Yami's Dimension Slash. Ty has
my
Final
God, this
Flash. Lonnie, Santo, what are y'all?
I got Final Flash.
Hey, tiebreaker vote, Lonnie.
it's so tough.
Oh,
That's so tough.
because Vegeta's like my OG favorite character. I'm a Vegeta apologist. I don't care. I don't care what he did wrong. Fuck y'all.
He
Remember how
killed children,
Yami,
Lonnie.
remember how Yami walked up? How cold he looked?
Yeah, I know, Kai. I know it's
Remember the
Yami.
charge?
Yami is him. Yami is him. That's like such a goated moment too. Oh
he
my
told the
God.
Black Bulls,
I
"Hey,
ain't
you
gonna lie,
all can relax
mad either.
now.
I'm not
I'll
mad either
handle
way,
it."
bro. This
Oh
is pretty
my
equal for
God.
me. This is pretty equal.
Yeah, this is
It's so close. I have to go Yami, but I feel like if I say Yami, I'm portraying Vegeta. It's like I'm portraying
I felt
like
the
my
exact
father.
same way, Lonnie. I'm
Betrayed
sorry.
your
You
father.
you are betraying him, but we forgive you.
Because I'm sorry, as a kid, I had two role models. Kobe and Vegeta. That was it. That was it. Not my dad. Not
I
no
respect
no
the
president.
intensity.
Vegeta and Kobe were my two role models growing up.
I respect
all
the
I had,
intensity of those
Vegeta.
picks. I
Kobe and
respect the fuck out of that.
That's it. Kobe and
The
Vegeta.
hard
That's why I
work of
based
those
my-
two picks.
That's why I based my
morals-
child's personality on.
One of them's blown up planets before, so can't take
All right.
it.
So we going Yami?
Yeah.
All
That
right.
that was
Then
amazing.
finalized.
That was
I
amazing.
know he's
right there.
villains prodigy. I know, but
All right.
What-
Next we
hey,
have.
Vegeta was not a
Deku?
villain at that time. Vegeta was not a villain at that time. So we
Yeah,
can't.
he was a good guy at that time. Well, and
He was an anti-hero. He was an
And-
anti-hero.
but to Randall's point, it didn't work. So I have to tax it.
Wait,
It
hold on a
didn't
second.
work.
I felt like was he still a villain? Because he literally said, "After I beat some, I'm gonna kill you, Goku." I didn't even say villain. Yo.
I didn't consider him a villain.
I-
at all.
no,
Like,
he's like
he's an anti-hero. At that
He
point.
was an anti-hero.
He's
Hey, man, listen. I don't know, man.
He saved Goku's life and killed 19. Then he went out of his way.
Well,
to
but
kill
that's because
Yuji.
he's like,
At that
I
point,
don't want 19 to kill you. I want to kill you.
I
he's
know,
one of
but,
those
like,
characters. He's one of those characters where it's like he
Oh,
became
he
one of
was
those characters
chatting.
where it's like, yo,
But I'll say,
you can't die because
The
I have to
reason
be
why
the one.
here's
You
the
can't
reason why I
lose.
was huge Chad, bro.
It's like
'cause
the
he
same thing
literally-
as like Kaiba. Like, oh, you can't lose because I have to be the one to beat you. Like that's just how.
But here's the thing, though, right? Here's why I don't think he was chatting because Goku was like, "What y'all learn hype about time travel?" And then Trunks was like, "People tell me, he was
Prodigy was
like,
in denial.
don't tell him because like I'm gonna kill him after this. So don't tell him what I learned. So I can kill this nigga."
Vegeta,
I didn't take
Vegeta
the
is
chance.
awesome.
Final Flash is so key.
All right, well, let's go to the next one. Next is Deku using Smash for the first time. I'm thinking, should it just be muscular or should it be when he uses it against the robot? I think it's muscular when he uses.
No, I thought
I thought it was when he punches the robot for the first
robot.
time.
So we want to use that one because I didn't
I
know.
think that
which
one's
one.
awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. So Deku,
I like that one.
No, that's fine. I was thinking robot too, but I didn't know if people wanted to use the
Well,
muscular.
the muscular one is when he perfects it. He
Yeah, we use the entrance exam.
Okay,
Yeah.
so Deku using Smash for the first time in the entrance exam, or Suna using X Burner for the first time in Hitman Reborn.
Okay,
And if you've seen Reborn, then you're one of right here.
Yeah,
I'm going Suna X Burner.
Suna.
I will say
Lord.
if it was muscular Deku Smash, I would go Deku, but it's against a robot. But yeah, so I'm going Suna X Burner because that was a.
I thought that was when he kind of like perfected the next level of the Smash. That's why I'm not looking at it like that's his first time.
I don't even think he perfected it. He just went like above and beyond.
That's what I'm saying. He went to like the next level.
I mean that's when he finally gave it like a. Well, was that the first time he gave it a?
It was like 1,000,000% or some shit like that.
Yeah, I'm about to say he. I think that a lot of his.
Did he name the
Smashes
robot
have
one?
different names, but
Did
I
he
don't
name
know
the
if-
robot one?
I think he did.
He
Yeah,
just said Smash. He just said.
That's
But I will
the
say,
only
I
reason
do-
I'm
I do
saying
like
that because that's the complete culmination of that the Deku is now on the
Yeah.
path. that officially sealed him on the, because before that, you're even in the entrance exam, you see him struggling. He's trying to do stuff, he can't do stuff, and then ironically, it's when Uraka gets in danger and he just does it. So then you finally get to see what it actually looks like with him using the power.
Also,
I think that's a really big moment.
It was really good that like he got hero points. That was a good twist. Like him getting hero points.
I thought it was.
Like,
I was like, no way. And then
that was fire. Like he's like,
Smash in the manga. I think in the anime he says Detroit Smash, but otherwise it's still Smash.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go Suna X Burner as well. I mean, Suna is one of my favorite characters too. But other than bias, I mean, when he used X Burner for the first time, this is like his first like long range attack that he uses. Obviously, he had some other more close combat, but now this is another evolution of his abilities. And the fact that he got help, well, yeah, he was training to use it for the entire time to use it in battle too. Not the most tense moment when he first used it, but it was still a badass moment. So,
Prada Fiend, I just go back in. It's a good enough anime. You'll enjoy your time. Season 5 is My Villain
Read
Academia,
the manga.
right? Yeah, season 5.
Yeah, I'd probably recommend the manga.
Yeah, I would read it.
I like the anime, especially.
I would say once you get to season 4, read.
Yeah, read My Villain Academia, that arc for sure.
Yeah, I was so because I never read the manga until that point when it was coming on the anime, and then I was so disappointed because I'm like, what the hell is everybody doing? That's what got me to start.
I'll be honest. Like My Hero, the anime is just like One Piece for me. I'm only watching like the big fights. I don't care. Like I'll read all, but I don't watch My Hero anymore.
Yeah, I'm kind of. I guess I don't really. When I start reading the manga, I stop watching the anime altogether for the most part. But the only exceptions is like if I really kind of just enjoy it that much. For example, Hitman Reborn, I don't mind rewatching after reading the manga. Tower of God, same thing. And
Solo Leveling, I've watched it.
I probably will watch the Solo Leveling anime after I finish.
You've read it, right?
I've read the entire thing.
Yeah. The fights are what is gonna keep me.
Yeah, but I'm not too
interested
in the story, so I'm not gonna lie. I might not watch it. So we'll see.
What Solo?
Yeah, I don't really care about the story that much.
I think what they've done with the little story editions was pretty good.
Yo, Riddell, I didn't know
they added anything.
I'll save it for after the main topic, but you just helped me remember what my agenda was. But I'll save it for after the main topic.
Okay, but all right, let's move on to the next one.
So we're going with X Burner.
Yeah, I don't think anybody picks Smash.
I haven't seen Hitman, so I have to pick it by principle.
Oh, when you're done with the big 3, Hitman Reborn for sure. All right, next we got Goku using Kamehameha for the first time, or Luffy using Conqueror's Haki for the first time.
Luffy.
I haven't seen Dragon Ball, so I was going to go Luffy regardless.
I started rereading Dragon Ball.
Like it's cool, but the moment's not gonna match, right?
Yeah, I would go Luffy because Goku's. It was like that was when Dragon Ball was still a gag manga.
Yeah,
so like
he uses it to destroy a car, right?
Yeah, he just he watched Master Roshi help out with Ox King. He was like, "Oh shoot, this technique I've been training for 100 years and no one can do it." And Goku says, "Oh, let me just try it." And he does it,
and it just destroys a car with it real quick.
Yeah, so I think from a gag perspective, it was good, but I think Luffy using Conqueror. The first one was their Marine Ford, right? When
that's what I think. I feel like it was Marine Ford. From my memory,
that was and then he was like, "Oh yeah, that's the color of the king. Like this dude's a Conqueror. That it is Dragon's son." It was like somebody like, "Oh shoot."
Yeah, the amount of people like. What made it so good is everybody's expressions of Luffy doing this technique at this moment. That's what made it.
I'll go Luffy.
It was.
Santo, we are going to argue about what you think Goku's best Kamehameha is. I'm sorry.
I think his best one.
His best one is a tournament of power.
I think it's against Vegeta because he's saving. It's literally he is in between the
10 times 100.
That's a topic right there. Write that down. What's the best version of somebody's super?
Yeah, instant transmission, no finger to instant transmission.
And it was to get more UI. My boy's dodging, and at that point, when Kefla combines her power to do whatever that swirly like candy cane looking thing attack was. Goku was cooked. You could have never seen that coming. You would have never thought him doing his best Tony Hawk Pro Skater impression with the Kamehameha, and then he flips it clean, flush.
But think about it though.
Goku, yeah, question, because the chat's right. What? Or like, I think because when is the first time he technically?
Oh, did he use it on Boa's Island? He might have actually.
And did he also use it on an animal first?
Yo, hold on a second.
This is why we need Miles. God damn it!
You know this might be coming off.
If he's using it,
because the first time he does, the first like 3 or 4 times he uses it is on accident.
Yeah.
Oh.
Even at Marine Ford when he knocks out the Navy guys, it's on accident.
Yeah. Well, I don't care
it
if
wasn't
it's on accident. So
it's just the first time it happened.
So it's One Piece episode 389. I'm trying to see what chapter is in manga. Hold on a second. 389. Let's see if we can find a manga chapter.
While Ty's looking, where would you guys rank the Kamehameha in terms of iconic attacks? Anime attacks.
Like 1 or 2.
It's up there, top 3.
Yeah.
So what are the other 3? What are the other 2, Sanso?
Okay, I got it.
Yeah, the first time it is against a bison. It's against a flying bison.
I would even put the Rasengan up there.
I feel like I don't want to count the. I guess you.
I mean, but we're taking Goku's gag moment because, like, if you really go to like a real time he used it, you can go against him against Master Roshi in the tournament. Like,
yeah,
but we have to use their first time if that's the criteria.
True.
No, I'm with Ty on that.
Yeah. So to read it officially, the first sign of Luffy's conquerors hockey was on the Saboti Archipelago. He used it to stop Matabalo, a bison on the flying fish riders. The bison reacted by sweating, back away, running in terror, and passing out. This confused the Shards, who were unfamiliar with hockey. He used it again. The second time he used it was with the Gorgon sisters at that time, Boa. So yeah, the first time was against the bison. The second time was on Boa's Island.
Yeah, but like for the first time, did anybody know it was Conqueror's Hockey?
I mean, I think the third time, Rayleigh.
The second time, I feel like you could definitely say Boa knew.
Yeah, Boa knew the second time.
First time,
she has Conqueror's
nobody knew what he was doing.
Yeah, because it was just
so
him and
the
other
it's better to use the second one than the first one.
Are you using against that bull that had that fake Sanji?
Yeah. So
yeah, that was the first time.
Yeah, the second time, if you want to say Boa's Island, because
I would say the second time. So since that's when we recognized it as a technique.
But that's
but we're
so now the character has to know they're using the power.
But we have to use the first time they used it.
Yeah,
we're just using the first time we use it. Then
now I would say this. I think that from a writer's perspective, this is great foreshadowing. Like, so I mean, I'll probably
using it on like an animal that we're not gonna think that much of, but then he uses it again on a woman's island.
Luffy, the next panel, Luffy has like he's confused. So like, I think it's pretty good foreshadowing.
Because he did something, he just doesn't understand what he did.
Was there a moment where Naruto accidentally used the Rasengan, or like
no?
No. Relax.
Now he's just training it.
Actually, he did do it while he was sleeping. He did do it while he was sleeping when he was training for the Wind Shuriken. He made a Rasengan while he was sleeping with the clone.
He already knew it by then. Okay. Well, I'm gonna pick Luffy regardless because I haven't seen Dragon Ball. So
it's just so crazy, Ty, that they like, oh, check out this amazing move. I've been doing it most of my life. It took me so long to figure it out. Okay. And the scene.
Yeah, I liked it.
It was funny. It was
funny. I think that was the intention, just to be a funny moment.
I was just like, damn, bro. Like, Master Roshi spent 3 minutes glazing the fuck out this attack. And Goku said, hold my beer. Oh, shit.
Because I would say if we were going like that, then I would definitely have picked him versus Master Roshi. That in tournament, that was crazy.
Ichigo uses Bankai.
Yeah. It was already.
That might be a finals contender the way y'all talking about it.
Against Byakuya.
It's on my Mount Rushmore for a top 4. So
Lelouch using, even though Lelouch using Kios was an amazing moment, it obviously doesn't have the build up and the stakes that Ichigo using Bankai did. So I'm going Ichigo Bankai.
Lelouch, it's a dope moment, but it's also episode 1, so it's just like,
yeah.
Yeah.
Man, what's the, I guess in terms of best time he used it, or like the best moment when he used it? It's probably when he used it on his sister, right?
Who? Lelouch's
That would
Gios?
that would be
Yeah.
like the most memorable.
That's what I meant to say. Most memorable. Oh, is that I said best because we're saying what's Goku's best Kamehameha, what's Vegeta's, blah blah blah. So I'm saying what's the best time or best instance
It
of
was
his.
it was his cousin, not
It was his cousin when that shit broke my heart, man. Couldn't he just like knock her out so she doesn't do that?
When Lelouch that's the most memorable, so I guess. I think he used it in a very creative way. I'm trying to
He used it in the movie
guy-
against the woman whose dream, like when she sleeps, she sees the future. Use
I'm
it on that, so
thinking-
that was pretty smart, but that was a movie.
I'm focused on like the main canon. I know he used it against I feel like he used it against the guy who played
Orange?
chess. He was playing chess. I just forget. It's been a while since I've seen it. If you're gonna go most memorable, it'd obviously go to the one he used it against his cousin.
Could he not just have knocked her out real quick? So that
I think he used it on accident. No, he didn't.
No, he used it on accident, but he knew he used it. So I'm like, knock her out.
By the time he knew, he was too late.
What did he leave already?
I don't think he left, but
because he regretted it as soon as he did it. So
that's what I'm saying.
He saw it happen. Now I just don't think by knocking her out. I mean, like she wakes up and she still does it because
but that point you could fucking do something.
No,
like it's not like she's fucking Superman. You can keep her strapped down to a chair.
I don't think he could do anything. I think he did it, didn't know he did it, and when she started doing what she was doing, that's when he realized she was under it, but it was too late.
I swear I thought he saw. I thought the minute
no,
he said
I think he saw it. He understood what happened as soon as
I don't think he did. I don't think he did, personally. But I would have to rewatch the scene.
So Lelouch tells her that. She immediately walks out the room
and then gave the speech to the people. Like he didn't know. That's what I'm saying.
That's crazy. I always thought like, he could have just knocked her out, and then you could figure something out.
If he knew, he would have, but he didn't. So,
damn, that was one of the times I started tearing up. Like, God damn.
Oh yeah, that was a crazy moment. All right, but back to here. Yeah, I think Ichigo Yusubankai wins, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, write that shit down. Best instance of somebody using their iconic move.
Hiei uses Darkness Flame. Yuji uses Domain Expansion.
Yuji.
I'm gonna go Yuji too.
Yeah.
Yami using Dimension Slash and Sasuke unlocking the 3 Tome.
This is another tough one.
This is a tough one.
Yo, Yami's butler. Yami's trying to go on a butler run right now in a tournament.
No, this is Cinderella Jack. Not just playing.
Nah.
No, it's not the same.
I'm gonna go.
If Samurai Jack is getting disrespected, then it's.
I believe. I'm going Yami. I'm
gonna go.
That shit was so clean, man.
I'm gonna go Sasuke. The moment was too vital to like Sasuke's character and everything he's doing.
Sasuke.
Yeah.
Santo random.
I'm going Yami.
2-2. Santo, your tiebreaker.
Shit. Shit.
That's such a goated moment, though. Oh,
it is.
Oh, God.
Oh, is Sasuke unlocking the 3 Tome?
Kai, why are you saying Lonnie for? I said Yami. Why are you saying?
I remember the Yami scene perfectly.
I voted Yami.
You know what? I'm going Sasuke.
Sasuke moves on. W.
Sasuke won in triple overtime.
Hey, at least he won, man. All right. Luffy using Conqueror, Suna using X Burner. If we're using the Bison moment, then I'm going Suna using X Burner.
If we use the Boa moment, I would still go Burner.
Yeah, I'm going Suna. That moment has aura.
I probably would go Luffy if he used the Boba moment, but I'm gonna go Burner. Suna. So that's 3 Suna. Yeah, that's wins. That wins. All right. Oh,
Ichigo.
Ichigo using Bankai or Yuji using domain expansion.
We want to talk about moments. We want to talk about impact. We want to talk about all that. Ichigo got all that. I don't want to hear it.
Ty, I want to hear the argument. Please.
He said he don't want to hear it, so I got Yuji. He don't want to hear it though. That's
Yeah,
fine.
I don't want to hear none of that shit.
That's fine. I got Yuji.
None of that.
I mean, they're comparable. They're really comparable.
They're really not.
Yeah, these Bleach fans are crazy.
What do you mean?
Oh man.
So yeah, I'm gonna for me like the impact for the Naruto Rasengan one for sure went to Yuji. But in this one, I feel like it's way closer because we knew even before Bankai the value, the importance, what it means to achieve Bankai. You are a captain level individual.
Also, the whole Rukia aspect, how he had to save Rukia, how Byakuya was the main,
and especially who he used it against.
Yeah, who he used it against, how Byakuya was the main one getting in his way every single time. All his major failures from that time.
If we're talking about a dynamic between Byakuya, Ichigo versus Itadori and Sukuna,
but the difference is that in this situation, Yuji did have help because Jacob's Ladder, the Angel, Toji was also helping. So
wait, how is that relevant?
Because Yuji used domain expansion, but Toji and the Angel were also there to assist. So Ichigo did it on his own. He got out the mud.
I'm trying to figure out
random.
Let's talk about what's leading up to it. Let's talk about what's leading up to it.
Stop, Lonnie. Before you
go, let me go.
I'm going to ask you a question. I need to ask you a question. Lonnie, let me
ask me the question after the fact. Ask me the question after the fact. After the fact. So because we're leading up to it. As you said, Sukuna's been getting weakened down little by little. So now he's relevant to Yuji. Byakuya is fresh. He got out the shower. He is in his freshest fit for this whole execution. What does Ichigo do? He stops the execution with his sword. Another goated moment. Then he one shot.
What are you talking about?
I'm going throughout the lead up. He one shots 3 vice captains.
What
simultaneously?
Talk about the nigga opening using Bankai.
No, I'm leading up to the moment. So he 3 shots. He one shots 3 vice captains. Right here. He one shots 3 vice captains, and then as soon as he one shots, then Byakuya attacks him. Now with Yuji and Sukuna fights Gojo. Then Sukuna fights the lightning nigga. I can't remember his name off the top of his head. Yeah. Then he fights the lawyer nigga. Then he fights Maki. Then he fights Yuta. Then he fights this guy and this guy. And now it's Yuji's turn. And then it's not we all read the chapter. He's getting hit by Jacob's ladder. That's not Yuji. And then he's trying to climb up the Jacob's ladder. Who intercepts him first? Who intercepts the Black Flash? Toji. And then Yuji has I think I said it in the group chat how like this is a great goated Yuji chapter because he was giving him them hands, but that was after he got assisted by Toji and by the Angel, and then he uses domain expansion in the last panel or the second to last panel or whatever. So Byakuya fresh, no nerf, no nothing.
Okay, are you done?
Yes, I'm done.
Okay.
Ask your damn question.
You just explained to me that Byakuya is weaker into Ichigo in relation to Yuji. That's all you just told me that he just their gap is just smaller.
I was saying Sukuna has been getting nerfed throughout the whole. Sukuna's been getting weaker and weaker.
Yes, because the gap is more massive compared to Ichigo and Byakuya. That's what you just explained to me that Sukuna is a greater threat. That's all you just told me. Like, I mean, I don't really know
as you explained earlier. Now he's relative to Yuji.
But you
That's
said
what you explained to me earlier.
No. But
Yuji
you
is not Krillin in this story.
Lonnie, you said that they had
What
to
does
do
Krillin
all
have to do with the shut up, Randall?
Lonnie, you said they had to do all these. First of all, you said now you've just been fighting him for chapters now. Like they've all been jumping him. It's like he hasn't been sitting back waiting. Okay, now I'll jump into doing space. That's not how you presented it. Was a little weird, very strange. Point number 2, again, the reason why they have to jump because the gap is so massive. Each can go in there one-on-one because the gap isn't that massive in comparison. It's just not. So that to me doesn't really explain why it's better. You just tell me this fight was a one-on-one because their strength was more relative. This fight, the strength wasn't relative, so they need to jump him. That doesn't.
But also, when you look at the impact, you look at the meaning of the moment. Who's the first one? Who's the first one to defeat? Who's the first one to defeat Ichigo?
You explained all this stuff and leading up to it. I can just tell the story of Jujutsu Kaisen is the lead up. The entire story of Jada is the lead up. It is.
Okay, but so because to me everything matters. So yeah, lead up, but also lead up. You could go JJK, but also you talk about Ichigo's first failure. His first failure, when he gets his sword broken, his soul thing crushed, and everything like that, and he's basically dying. He's dying in the rain. That's because of Byakuya. When he tries to,
what's our failures, right? What's our failures?
JJK clears in that aspect. Sukuna clears in that aspect.
Comparable.
Yeah, no, it is comparable, but
he killed his sensei.
I literally just said Sukuna clears in that aspect because it's the whole story. But at the same time,
I wouldn't even talk about the whole story. I'm just saying, just that battle. He killed his sensei. He packed up Higuruma. Itadori has here's the thing, right? And this is why I think
about Choso.
It's part of what makes Itadori so different. What Sukuna brought up. Everything Itadori is the one person that keeps coming back. Like over and over and over again, like nothing. He has an unshakable will. That's part of his character. That's what annoys Sukuna specifically. There's a reason why Sukuna is so bothered by him specifically, because he's like, you're so weak, but you are so unbreakable. Like that to me, like yes, you can have break, and this is why I like when Itadori is fighting. He gets knocked down, but he gets back up, and he joins the different parents because the story's trying to show how unbreakable he is. And this is why because Sukuna's faced people weaker than Itadori, right? But he's never faced someone so unbreakable as him. Like that to me speaks a lot about his character in the story and the contrast in their personalities and their dynamic. Like
so if we flip it over to Bleach, he has to save Rukia. Renji, who's like the love interest and all that other stuff, also a rival to Ichigo, fails at trying to save Rukia by who does he lose to? Byakuya. And so who does Renji have to turn to? The nigga who defeated him earlier, who he lost to. He has to beg for his help. He's literally groveling, grabbing him by his pants, saying, please save Rukia, while he's bleeding out, about to die. Like, please save Rukia. And then he stops the execution, one-shots 3 vice captains, and then fights Byakuya, who's supposed to represent the pinnacle of Soul Society. He's a noble, he's a captain, he's supposed to be he represents at that moment everything that Ichigo's fighting against. Just how like Sukuna's fight represents everything that Yuji hates and dislikes. Byakuya is the same thing.
I mean, you got Byakuya, Pinnacle. I don't know.
He's the head of the noble family.
Well, I think Pinnacle is so side. I think Yamamoto personally, but Pinnacle is Jujutsu.
We're talking about, but we don't know a lot about Yamamoto at that time. We're saying what's shown to us at the story at that time. What's being represented? Byakuya is a noble. He's a noble. He's the one that introduces. He introduces the whole noble aspect, and now he's just a superior being. He represents the highest class of the Soul Society as being a captain. And he's also one of the main supporters, at least that's what it appears to be, to Ichigo, of Rukia, who's also Byakuya's adopted sister. He's okay with the execution. So it's like, he's okay with his sister being executed, who's connected to Ichigo. He represents everything that Ichigo's fighting against. He's the first one to defeat Ichigo. Like then also he defeated Ichigo's rival, and the rival had to beg Ichigo for his help. Like,
all right, let's vote. So Tai got Yuji, Lonnie got Ichigo's Bankai. Random hasn't seen Bleach. Santo, what do you got?
I got Ichigo using Bankai. I mean, for people that watch WWE, this is Gunther and Priest. It's the guy calling the guy street trash for the whole time. He shows up, shows him that things are different now. So I mean that moment just resonates more with me than this moment that just basically happened. I mean,
Yeah. I'm ultimately gonna go Ichigo's Bankai as well. Obviously the tension and build up for Ichigo's Bankai and when it happened and how it happened, I prefer over Yuji's domain expansion. I just think it was set up better. And then in terms of like the impact, I think they're relative considering the times of when they happen in their story. Um, Obviously there's more Bleach afterwards, but I mean, if Ichigo didn't beat Byakuya there, Rukia would have died. So that was a huge moment for that particular point in the story, and that's like the whole purpose they're there. Obviously, Sukuna is more of a threat because he's going to kill everybody. But Rukia would have died, and I wouldn't be surprised if all the Ryoka would have died too, or maybe a few of them would have survived because of Shinsui, maybe potentially. I don't know. I don't think so. So with that said, I'm gonna go Ichigo's Bankai. With means Ichigo's Bankai.
Side note, Mystic Johnson, I do apologize for saying Toji the whole time, but the moment I need your opinion, it'll be when I'm at your mama's house and I need to know if I should eat the fruit snacks or the Pop-Tarts in the cabinet in the pantry. That's when I give a damn about your opinion. I'm just letting you know. I'm just letting you know off jump. I don't give a damn. I be mispronouncing names and missaying names all the fucking time. Get used to it. Hop off my jock strap. How about that? Your mom's already on it.
Lonnie is awakened.
Hey, fruit snacks or Pop-Tarts? Which one should I eat first? Let me know. Let me know, Mr. Johan.
This message.
Yeah, that's all Lonnie right there. Him team villain over there.
Your opinion is automatically invalid. Nigga, you're I give a damn about what your opinion is.
All right, let's do the semifinals right here. Suna using X Burner, Sasuke unlocking 3 Tome. I'm gonna go Sasuke, even though I like Suna.
I'm gonna go Sasuke.
And this is Cinderella Jack right here. I'm sorry, Suna, you're taking a back seat. Sasuke. I'm going Sasuke.
Well, who was Cinderella Jack? Suna.
Oh yeah. All right. So with that said, let's get to our final. And the final matchup to determine who had the better initial moment with their iconic abilities, we have Sasuke unlocking the 3 Tome Sharingan or Ichigo using Bankai. I'm going Ichigo using Bankai.
It's definitely when Toji uses Bankai. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that one. Definitely when Toji uses Bankai. I'm calling everyone Toji for the rest of the night. Get used to it, folks. Blame Mystic Johan.
Oh my goodness.
And his beautiful mama.
Anybody else choose Sasuke?
I'm going Ichigo.
All right. Ichigo wins. Ichigo has the best initial moment, which I'm not surprised. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not surprised.
I'm pretty shocked.
That's because don't let Ty fool you. He says he likes Bleach, but he's one of those sneak haters on Bleach. I'm tired of the propaganda, Ty. I'm tired of the propaganda. I'm tired of it. Because he's been doing this since Jump Street. Since I met him, he's been shading and like sneak dissing Bleach forever. You have, Ty. You're not gaslighting me tonight. You're not gaslighting me tonight. You're laughing because you know it's true. You laugh because you know it's true.
That's what you do, Lottie. I'm not you. I'm objective. If I was, I would just pick Goku. Goku's wins.
Yo, gaslighter recognize gaslighter. You be
I'm not gaslighting you. I'm not gaslighting you. I'm literally not. I thought Yuji Made Special was gonna win. That's why I'm surprised. Is that okay with you, Lottie?
No, it's not. It's not.
Man,
don't sit right with my spirit.
With that said, we're kind of in our after period. We don't got a gauntlet because Miles is not here. I do have a question for everybody here. That's why I put the spoiler tab up. Who's watched Deadpool and Wolverine? Who's watching?
I see it tomorrow at 5.
I haven't seen it.
I'm watching it. I'm watching it this weekend.
Do I need to mute you?
Check it out this weekend.
Do I need to mute you?
No, I'm not going to say any spoilers. I will say this though: Deadpool and Wolverine was chef's kiss. Fantastic. Very much enjoyed the movie. A lot of the cameos were fire, and I'm now fully confident. I was laying the idea of Deadpool kickstarting the reigniting the MCU. Now I'm confident after seeing the movie and after the recent news with MCU, it has officially reignited the MCU. It has started it back up, and I'm glad I was ready for that reignition with like the recent news with the new movies and Robert Downey Jr. being Doctor Doom. I'm here, so shout out.
I'm very excited for Toji and Wolverine. Especially since they said that it's gonna start. Especially since they said it's gonna start the mutant era, and mutants are my favorite part of the Marvel verse. So I'm very excited for that. I'm wondering what they're gonna do with that. What do you feel about though? Since you saw the movie, what do you feel about IGN's comments about Deadpool and Toji? What do you feel about that?
Oh my goodness. What did they say again?
They compared it to,
we're hating the crossover.
Yeah, they compared it to the new Star Wars trilogy and the Flash movie, saying how let me reread. Yeah, they said like it was not positive. Let me see if I can find it. Fans deserve better than meta blockbusters like Deadpool and Wolverine. It's the latest in a long line of meta blockbusters we received over the past decade or so, and it's one of the worst examples yet.
See, like it gets, and honestly, this is something I was thinking about for myself, right? I was thinking about it, and one of the things that I thought about is that it does get annoying when people all they do is just criticize stuff. And I know, like, I'm obviously try to be like objective about things, try to give like honest critiques, but sometimes I can lean on the negative a little too. But sometimes you just got to appreciate what is going on, and what it is. Like, there's really no perfect stories. The only perfect story I've read really is Attack on Titan, to be honest. So obviously, there's always criticisms that you can have, but it's just miserable. It's just miserable to just be out there talking crap about every single thing that comes out, and IGN is perfect for that. I mean, they're probably just doing this so people click on their stupid links and their garbage news articles. But in reality, if you watch the movie not to hate on the movie and you watch the movie to really enjoy the experience, the only way you're saying this is because you want to be the unpopular opinion guy or gal. It doesn't really matter. Deadpool and Wolverine was a fantastic movie, and the fact that Ryan Reynolds was able to steer the movie in a direction to not only appease Deadpool fans and Wolverine fans and X-Men fans in general, and people who are fans of the Fox universe, and people who are fan of certain characters that cameo in that universe as well, and other characters that didn't get their shine. He was able to appease so many people, tie in the storyline, and reignite a new type of MCU that we're about to see moving forward, and do all of that in one movie.
So my question is, so since you've watched it, you're saying that it's the kickstart and you give it high praise. Now, what is your confidence level moving forward if Ryan Reynolds is not involved, especially with like introducing the X-Men and stuff like that? We already got news with Robert Downey being Doom, which I'm kind of like on the fence about that personally, but
he's just playing an evil version of Tony. That's why I'm out. I got no problem with Robert Downey being back, but he's just a Tony Stark variant of that became Doctor Doom. That's what he is. He's not like he's Victor Von Doom in this new thing.
Yeah, no, he's a Tony Stark variant.
He's a Tony Stark variant.
Yeah, and that can just be a very different person. He doesn't mean he's going to be exactly like the Tony Stark we've seen.
No, I'm not saying that, but just
cracking jokes and being a smartass. Like, he would be I'm imagining
serious.
A more serious.
No, I agree. I think my thing is like could they have not? Was there really no one else? Did you have to go back?
That's what I'm saying. Like,
what I'm saying is, like, if you look at Marvel the last few years, they've been dropping the ball. They've been dropping the ball, and they've been losing money, and their stuff has not been hidden. It hasn't, and they spent like $250 million on the Ant-Man movie. I'm sorry, that was a flop. It was a flop.
It wasn't that bad. I thought
it wasn't that bad, but in terms of like I'm talking about revenue, I'm talking about like from a business standpoint, it did not make the money at all.
Which is fair, but also like
their shows have not been doing well either.
Also agree, but that's why when Ryan Reynolds and the Deadpool stuff came out, that was a huge point, especially considering the rest of like the MCU cast has noticed everything that's been going on and has decided to slow down the production and slow down the movie making, slow down the show making, and they've toned down a lot of their projects to really focus on like quality over quantity. So with that said, like, yeah, I have confidence with like all the people back. Obviously, the people who made the Avengers are back for the new Avenger movies that are coming out with Doom and Secret Wars. So I am always going to be confident if they're the ones making the movie. And Fantastic Four, looking like they're taking their time. That's going to come out next year, 2025. So looks like they're doing it justice and how everything is kind of get built up. So now that they're focusing on one project at a time and really trying to start a like speed run through all of this, like they've been doing, which has not been great, and now they have all this other material to add on to it. Yeah, I think it's time to have confidence in it. Of course, obviously move away from the crap that we've been seeing, and I think that's what they're gonna do. I think that's what they're gonna do.
Sure. Am I gonna is Robert Downey Jr. being Dr. Doom gonna keep me away from the theater? No, he's still great. We're just like, it's just a shame that this is what they needed to do.
This is what it takes.
This is what it took.
It is a shame, but at the same time, it makes sense because like,
why is it a shame though? Like, if you
because the fact is that they originally were saying, hey, we're gonna go into a new era, we're gonna get new people, and we're going to move on with the story. And the fact is, they did it.
They had to make a pivot because Kang wasn't well received.
Yeah, no, they did. But the thing is, like, they did it. But even before the Kang thing,
people liked him, but he wasn't like. They wanted him to be like a Thanos level type villain, and the appeal of Kang wasn't there.
And if Jonathan Majors doesn't get in trouble, this does not happen.
In addition to that, the Jonathan Majors stuff made it even harder to recast him as Kang. So they tried it with Kang. A lot of stuff happened, so they had to pivot. And
I think if Jonathan Majors doesn't get hurt, they don't call Robert Downey Jr. or he doesn't have in this situation.
I agree, but he did. So
yeah, I'm just not the biggest fan of seeing Robert Downey outside of Iron Man in Marvel. Like, I feel like we get what they're doing at this point. It's like, okay, we failed with everybody else. Let's bring a fan favorite that people want to see. It feels lazy at this point.
How is it lazy if there's a story they can?
Yeah, I don't view it as lazy. I view it as they try to go into this new phase with the TV shows and all the thing like that. It did not meet their expectations or the audience expectations at all. It definitely didn't meet the money that they put into all these projects. It didn't meet that at all. So what did they do? They went back to what works, and that is, and who started the MCU? Who started it? Robert Downey Jr. So what did they do? To Robert Downey Jr.
It's not as simple as like what works. The thing is, like, when you pivot, you need to, especially in this late game, because these Avenger movies are on a timeline. So at that point, you have to find out the best route to include a big face to tie into storylines. Because Kang, you have to build him up to be the villain. That's what they've been trying to do. Now they have to pivot away from all the buildup they've been doing. So the next best thing is, are we going to have enough time to build up Dr. Doom? Probably not. So the next best thing to do at that point is to maybe use someone who you already built, Iron Man, and then use a storyline where he's Dr. Doom, which does exist. And obviously, he's already an established actor as a villain, actor in general for the MCU. So yes, I agree to that. It's an easy way to attract those old fans back. But in terms of the storyline, in terms of everything they have to do, there's not much they can do to build up Dr. Doom as a legitimate threat by himself with his own solo storyline for the MCU, the new fans who don't know anything about Marvel, for them to think he's a credible threat. They don't really have enough time to do that.
I'll
that's
say
why
this.
that's why they're having a Doomsday movie. So that's where they're gonna introduce him at and stuff like
Well,
that.
I'll say this.
Yeah, that's just one movie.
If
it took years to build up Loki and Thanos.
Well, the movie's gonna be an
Yeah,
introduction, and Secret Wars and everything like that is gonna build into it.
So I
But,
guess
I
since
mean,
he's
that-
a variant, so I guess since he's going to be a variant, if Doctor Doom has been here the whole time while everything's happening, he just never did anything, I'm gonna have questions.
Well, I'm guaranteed he's probably going to be a variant from a different universe.
How long has he been here? It's not like he's just going to show up.
Well, I'm sure he's going to appear at some point because of an event. And it could be the Doctor Strange movie that they're doing. Could be the event. Or it could
Only
be
question is, if he's been here for a while, it doesn't explain why when the Earth was in danger like 3-4 fucking times he didn't do anything.
Well, we don't know if he's been here.
Also, a little Easter egg. Apparently, in 2005, he was a finalist for a Doctor Doom role in the Fantastic Four movie. So he was.
That's the
So I was
problem.
asking who else could be Doctor Doom.
My pick off the top of my head was Cillian Murphy.
You can have that dude just do a role. Don't matter.
Yeah,
Motherfucker's
Cillian Murphy would be
tired,
a great
bro.
Doctor Doom. I'm
He'd
sorry,
be
he
a
would,
fantastic
he would-
Doctor Doom.
he would be.
and that's
my
what I'm saying.
God.
Like there's it didn't.
He would be
have to
amazing. The
Robert
more
Downey, like it just
he,
feels.
and he would
It
bring.
feels
He'd
cheap.
be
It feels lazy.
And he could bring an accent to it too, and everything like that. Yo, he would be. Cillian Murphy would be a goated
so,
Doctor
Rod, the
Doom.
only reason I'm gonna
Robert Downey Jr. is good at accents as well, though.
Yeah, the
Yes, he is.
only reason I'm gonna fight back against you and Prada, you're saying we probably wouldn't see his face, but we know it's him. We know it's
We're gonna
we
see.
know
We're
it's
definitely
Tony
gonna
Stark.
see his face. We're definitely
and
gonna
then
see
like
his
and
face.
it won't sound like him. We still know it's Tony Stark.
Do you know how I know we're gonna see his face? Because you know one of the biggest selling points is gonna be when Tom Holland Spider-Man sees Doctor Doom and he thinks it's Tony. That's gonna break him. You know that's gonna happen. You know that's gonna be a
I think
scene.
he's done though.
Yeah,
Holland's
yeah.
done.
Tom
No, he
Holland's
already-
done.
they're already
gonna
started
do-
pre-production for the next movie.
Yeah, they're definitely going to
Oh,
do
shit.
it. Tom
I
Holland.
thought he was done.
No,
No.
he's definitely going to be in Secret Wars. But yeah, like the moment Robert Downey Jr. appears as Doctor Doom, the threat of an evil Iron Man is automatic. The entire Avengers would see.
Prada Fiend. If all the movies come out a few years from now, if Tom Holland Spider-Man does not have an interaction where he realizes it's Tony Stark, I will do like 50 push-ups on BSS. And I don't like push-ups, but I'll do that shit. And yeah, it's corny,
I
but
think
it would sell. It would
It'd be a
sell.
really bad opportunity. It's a really bad missed opportunity if you do that.
Yeah,
Yeah, they obviously need to do.
Yeah,
Tom Holland.
if they don't interact, that would not make sense. That it also wouldn't make sense from like a movie standpoint.
Yeah.
By the
for
way,
sure.
quick question: in this Secret Wars movie, how many OG Avengers people you think we're gonna see? Like, will they get Chris Evans like just come back and be like an evil version of Captain America or some shit? Just for a movie?
I don't. If we get any, it might be like one or two. I don't think they're all gonna come back.
The only one I see is Thor and maybe
Well, but he loves this shit. I don't think he's ever gonna leave.
Hemsworth.
Yeah, he fucking loves doing MCU.
Oh man, I almost said 2 spoilers for Deadpool and Wolverine. Yo, y'all need to lock in. Watch.
I see it tomorrow.
Because I was about to say 2 spoilers without even thinking because of certain things you guys said. So,
all right, hold up. Let me get this out the way real quick. Lonnie, it's time to talk about it because he apologized. By the way, he apologized. We talking about Gilbert Arenas. 2 weeks ago, was it the USA beat South Sudan by 1 point on a they call him on Basketball Reference now Captain Lay America because he's just he's really leading the U.S. Olympic team. And after that, Gilbert Arenas went on a freaking racist thing on his IG. I don't even want to play it. Like we talked about it like this, Ronnie. Yeah, we talked about it like this. If JJ Redick said half the crap that Gilbert Arenas did in that video, he's fired by the Lakers tonight.
Half the crap. If he says the first like 2-3 sentences,
when he's saying, "Oh, we almost lost the South," Ron haters are mad. Then you started saying, "Man, they don't even have shoes." Do the blow dart stuff. Like, what the fuck was that?
talk about tribes. emphasize how they're Africans.
You don't. Oh, that's not good enough. I understand Embiid has not been playing well in the Olympics, but for you to attack him, and guess what? Now you're attacking. It's not just South Sudan. Now it's Nigeria that you're attacking. Oh, my bad, not Cameroon. Then all of a sudden you throw a cool running joke in there. You're attacking Jamaica. Like, what the fuck? Like, for a long time, I used to think that I was like, it'd be your own people, but it turns out Gilbert Arenas is actually just Cuban. Both of his parents are Cuban. But this is not the first time he's done this. His rampant attacks on like Nikola Jokic and the Europeans, to the point he's saying we should just ban them, blaming them for everything. Like when he said some racist shit about Lupita Nyong'o from Black Panther, and he apologized for that. Him sneak dissing Rudy Gobert's wife because he went to go watch his kid get born instead of playing a playoff game. Then you sneak diss his wife. Like, bro, you got a pattern, bro. You racist. Like I'm African, so it's really fucking with me. Like, South Sudan is the youngest country in the world. They just won their first Olympic event. Founded and literally kept up by a guy that you play basketball with, professional basketball against. Because we don't need to talk about how you ended your career. We don't need to talk about that. Come on, man.
How Captain L'America
Arenas.
You could say how Captain L'America is the reason for his number one choke moment in the history of his career.
Captain L'America is so much glaze. Oh my!
You saw how he was holding that flag. You saw.
Oh my goodness!
I'm
aura. And I'm not a LeBron fan at all. I grew up hating LeBron, but I'm sorry, the way he was holding that flag, it was bad motion. All right, yeah, but I'll say this: I'm not a forgiving person. The way that Toji Arenas, the way his action,
that level of pettiness is amazing.
his act. I'm sorry. I believe that patterns say a lot about a person. And so I'm not the whole forgiving system where it's like, oh, they made a mistake, forgive them. Oh, they made another mistake, forgive them. Oh, they made another mistake. As long as they apologize, it's okay. Nah, I'm not with that shit. I've never been with that shit. It's always been corny to me. So if you mess up once, okay. You mess up 2 times, I got a side eye. 3, 4, 5, 6 times, this is just who you are. You can apologize, but guess what? Your pattern, your behavior don't mean shit to me. So him apologizing when this is like his 6th or 7th or 8th instance doing something in this realm, I'm sorry, it doesn't mean he's not a changed person. He's not a different person. This is who he is. And so so when people say, oh, he apologized though, so he apologized the last 15 times, that doesn't mean anything. Hey, guess what? If a man hits his wife 15 times, oh, just because he says sorry every time, oh, does it make it okay? No, it doesn't. Because guess what? The next time he's gonna hit her and he's gonna say sorry, and then eventually it's gonna end up being an even worse situation. So that doesn't. I hate this whole apology makes everything okay, because it doesn't. He meant the intent. The intent was malicious, so I'm taking it as malicious. If you stab me, then you say, oh, well, sorry for stabbing you. Guess what? You still stab me. Toji. So, I don't know. Like, I don't get the people that defend him. I feel like there are just people out there in the world that just like to defend everybody because everyone deserves a second chance, or everyone deserves their grace. He said he's sorry. No, like that's it's the same people that give out participation trophies. Y'all weak. But yeah. But onto my topic. This is actually anime related. So August 1st, so 2 days from now, we're finally gonna get the Solo Leveling sequel, Solo Leveling Ragnarok, which involves his son. And I think that this might be, in terms of sequels for manga and anime, this might end up being a top 5, top 3 sequel, because Boruto can't make that shit. I still have hope for it.
That's not saying much, to be honest.
I mean, I consider
they're not good.
technically, if you think about it, even though it's opposite, Solo Soul Eater is technically the sequel to Fire Force, technically. So
That's
it
not
is
how sequels work.
hey, technically it is. Technically it
No.
is.
It's
So
either
that's in my top 3. So
that's cheating. No.
hey, Dragon Ball Z is technically the sequel to Dragon Ball. Yeah, it is.
no.
I'm being nasty.
This
But
is
guess what?
terrible. This is
But
terrible.
guess what? Hey, guess what? Soul Leveling Ragnarok, I think it could take that 3rd or 4th spot. So, hey, call it what you want, but hey, the sequel.
The only good sequel I know as of right now that I can confidently say is good is Four Nights of Apocalypse. All the other sequels are actually not.
I can't get into Four Nights Apocalypse. I'm still watching it, but like every time I watch it, I'm just like, this is not moving me at all.
Oh.
Would you consider Avatar:
moving me?
Legend of Korra?
Oh, I guess. Nah,
Yeah, but it's not my top anything.
Yeah, I don't like Korra, so yeah.
I like horror more than most people, but it's not like a top 5 or anything like that. Like, no.
I don't. So I'm gonna keep up my energy. Most sequels are bad. Well, most sequels for anime are bad. Actually, American animation actually does sequels pretty well. Like Young Justice had a good sequel.
Samurai Jack sequel wasn't bad.
I'll call that continuation. But Ben 10 was a good sequel.
Yeah, Ben 10
sequel. What else? I'd have to keep on thinking of like other stuff. Digimon had a good sequel, so that's actually another good anime that has a good sequel.
Yeah, I mean they're out there, but yeah, I agree. Most sequels don't work, but no, I think Ragnarok, especially if they decide to go away from the formula for the first Solo Leveling and they actually dive into more side characters, I feel like that will really flesh out the story and it'll really elevate the overall product. And we really get to see more of his mom and more of other side characters and things like that. Then I think it'll just elevate the whole world and it'll definitely give it more depth. So I'm excited to see what they actually do with it.
Yeah, I think what they should do is they should focus on the son not becoming stronger than the dad, because I don't think there's any way you can make it make sense. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think you can make it make sense that the son becomes stronger than dad.
He's not as strong as him because there's like some bonus chapters after Solo Leveling where like he kind of puts him through like a trial. And like
even then, unless Song Jin-woo gives him like his god powers, then I can't see it. So they should just make it where it's like he's relative to the other characters in the series.
Well, what he did is like he made him fight like all the big shadows. So like eventually he fought Ignis and he fought Beerus and then he fought the top commander guy. Like he fought all those guys to like he kept on leveling up to see like, oh, like my son is now strong enough to protect the world in case I need to leave and stuff like that. I think Sung Jin-woo did leave. If I remember correctly, I have to reread the last few chapters, but I think he did leave because we remember like the angel said like you're too powerful to stay in this world for very long. So I think he did that whole trial thing to get his son ready to protect the world because he had to leave.
Which could be a really good premise, but I feel like you move away a little bit from the OP route for his son. He doesn't need to be
OP.
Yeah. Yu-Gi-Oh! Also has good sequels.
Goated sequels.
And Four Nights of the Apocalypse, I agree that the beginning, I didn't really like it because Percival was the main character. I don't really like Percival, to be honest. He gets better later on, but it starts getting good once Percival like goes back to the kingdom.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's just like it's not moving me. It's not really entertaining me. The part I'm at,
you haven't met Lancelot and Tristan.
No, actually, so where I'm at, they just met the sun chick or whatever.
Oh, you've seen Gawain?
Yeah, and like she just fought and then she started crying and all that other stuff, and I just stopped there. That's where I left off like yesterday. But like it's okay. Like it's just okay to me. Like it's just like it's not moving me at all. It's just like
have you haven't reached the part where Lancelot fights Arthur? It happens in that arc.
Did Lancelot fight? The last thing I remember is that
because I know you haven't reached like you're still in the introduction period.
Yeah, the chick just fought the Black Knight, the one that has the sun powers now. She just fought the Black Knight, lost. She started crying. Meliodas' son calmed her down, and then they're like walking back to the city.
Yeah, like I said, this is all like the introduction. It kicks off the moment Arthur arrives.
Gotcha. Okay.
But yeah, Four Nights I think is pretty solid. I'm not gonna say it's like one of my favorite, but I think it's one of the only one good like sequels with its own story that I think is, or it's more than one, but one of the few that has like a good sequel, in my opinion. So yeah, we need better sequels out there, man. They do prequels pretty good, but sequels they struggle. They struggle over here.
Oh, by the way, random callback to your question. Number 1, Kamea Wave. Number 2, Rasengan. Number 3, Getsuga Tensho.
Okay.
That's my 3 attacks.
Everybody's done a command, man.
Hey, only one person's done a Getsuga test show. Let's be for real.
Yeah, we're saying.
I mean, technically, there's like 2 or 3. Technically, we still haven't really seen them do it. So,
yeah, we should do that next week though. That topic, the best version of a character's ultimate move.
I thought we were gonna do the hero versus villain draft this week, but
it don't matter. We just need to have that conversation.
All of them are written down. So
instant transmission.
We'll wait until
Oh, you like surf it. I don't even know what to call it. What do I call that one?
He was breakdancing. He was breakdancing on her energy.
You can call it. You can call it second place.
It's not. It's his best.
Nah.
It's his best. Ingenuity, like the way it looked, the way it was drawn, like it's his best.
Ingenuity. Nope. He could. You've never seen him use instant transmission without putting his.
How Goku didn't have that. Goku did not have that ability because he's literally charging a Kamehameha in his hand.
Give me father son Kamehameha.
But also, final question before we end the show because we have to wrap this shit up. Since this is the final My Hero chapter, if everything happens in the last chapter that you want it to happen, where does My Hero rank for you all time?
I mean, what I asked for actually did happen, so I'm chilling. I said they either need to abolish or change the hero system, and they did change it. So, I'm chilling. I don't really need to see anything else. I guess to satisfy satisfy me to its utmost, just to be petty against J-Rob and Tai. Todoroki over Bakugo as a hero. That would satisfy me to.
God, what if that happened?
If it does, then I'm gonna talk my shit. I'm gonna come on this platform and talk my
shit. Low-key, it could because
we won't be able to find Tai.
Think about this. More people saw Todoroki beat Davi than people saw Bakugo beat All for One.
And also, they added extra stipulation. It's not just about like what you do on the battlefield; it's about other things you do in terms of being a hero too.
He's cooked.
And Bakugo doesn't want to help people.
Bakugo is cooked.
Nah, he doesn't want to do any of that. He just
Shoto could win on a technicality, and Riddell gonna be up here talking.
Win on a technicality. I won on the truth. So we'll see if it happens. I'm gonna talk about shit. My Hero, I think, is solid. It's not one of my favorite series. I like so many more shonen over My Hero. But I do think they do a couple things very well. One of the things, like, I'm not gonna go too much. We're gonna have a whole episode talking about My Hero, but I'm gonna finish it off. There's one thing that I do think they do very well, and one thing I don't think they executed to its utmost. And with that said, I have My Hero. If 5 is average, I mean, it's
like a 6 or 7 for me.
7. I would say 7. I would put it a tier below Hitman Reborn, which I have like an 8. So 7.
I think all I need is the graduation and a time skip moment. 7. It's good. It's great, but there's just so many more stories that you would put above.
Yeah, it's not even on my like top 25 probably.
It's a shame. There was always going to feel like a little bit of like what could have been with My Hero. If Horikoshi could have stayed a little healthier, if the Shonen Jump didn't get more involved, like just let him write his story. I think there are a lot of things about the world I'd really love to explore in a sequel or spinoff or something. It's just that I don't really think we're gonna get unless whatever that spinoff chapter was.
Would you want a spinoff? Like honestly?
I mean, we already have.
I was talking just based on like anime only.
I
Like,
would.
maybe like a
I want to
sequel.
see
Maybe a sequel with their kids. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, sure. I want to see. I want to see an anime when All Might was coming up.
I don't care.
I don't care at all.
Yeah,
I would.
I don't care.
To see all for one. They first meet or whatever, and that's this the one that this was the beginning of his downfall, or whatever.
I don't think the I don't care statement is like, oh, I wouldn't watch it, but it's like it's something that I'm craving or like expecting or like nah.
Now I do think a storyline between All for One and All Might would hit the points of like what it means to be a hero and what it means to be a villain a lot better than My Hero Academia did.
That sounds like a great movie.
Yeah.
It's like they just have all this. They have so much history that we only get bits and pieces into.
I'm the same as y'all. I have it like probably like a 7 out of 10. It's I personally don't have. A lot of people love My Hero. Not that I don't like it. I don't have it like in my top 25 or maybe 30. I don't know. It's a good shonen and everything like that, but just yeah. I mean, it was a good ride. Sad that it's over. I feel like it's been how long? When did it come out? Like 2013, 2014?
Around there.
Yeah, because it's like I was living with my parents when it first came out, and now I'm married. So it's like I don't like. Damn, that's how long it fucking took. But no, it's a great story. I feel like it's one of those good entryway animes for people, like for people that haven't watched it, and it might be a good one for people like to like dive into because it's not that complicated. But yeah, it got the job. I thought it was gonna be goated, but it just didn't reach those heights. So
it's definitely the typical shonen jump shonen series that they would love.
Yes.
Like, so I think it did what it did, and it did it well. So someone said where y'all got JoJo?
JoJo's top 10. JoJo's in my top 10.
I'd say top 20, somewhere around there.
Yeah, wait till Steel Ball Run. That's all I gotta say.
I like Steel Ball Run, but I never really cared about the main character. Obviously, the person you're supposed to care about is the other guy. To be fair, so. But okay.
All right.
Anything else? My Hero.
Anything else can wait till next week. Let's wrap it up.
All right. Well, appreciate everybody who stopped by for today's podcast episode. We'll be back next week, of course. Unsure if J-Rob will be there. Like we said earlier, he's dealing with some family issues. And we will have Miles back, of course. And we'll figure out whether or not we want to do the heroes versus villains next week or a different week. But next week should be very interesting nonetheless. With that said, make sure you guys all watch Deadpool and Wolverine. If you want to support the channel, well, let me help you and tell you how. Make sure you guys like, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and ping that notification bell so you never miss any bit of content that we make. And you're here for the podcast episodes every Tuesday, 9 p.m. EST. Also, leave us down a comment. We'll make sure to reply to every single one of your comments moving forward. If you have a question, we may even answer that question for a future podcast episode. And of course, make sure you guys rate the podcast 5 stars on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. Leave a review, give us your thoughts, and again, we'll make sure to shout you out on a future episode. So we appreciate you, and back to the craziness that is probably going on the BSS.
I was gonna say if we do do the draft, I'm voting for Toji first, and none of y'all can stop me.
Crazy petty. Well, with that said, I hope you guys enjoyed. Y'all have a good one. Take care and peace.